And that was me sitting here, right, with Komodo pretty sure saying, what the hell is Zin doing? Is he trolling right now, picking up the Reyna? They just got absolutely smashed on that opening map 13-3 on Fracture. And from that moment, it was Zin actually turning it around on the Reyna, getting those entries, getting those picks, getting the big rotations that turned the entire series on its head and is what held them into this Group B. So let's move into a DAX Group B Series number 2. There's only this and one more day left of group stages before we hit the playoffs here at VCTC. It's been a pleasure to be here so far. Conky and Dax in your ears. Let's get boogieing.
Yeah, we need to make a tandem name. You know, we gotta figure that one out, Chief. But hey, Snappy starting it off strong, and of course Talon Academy drawing first blood. It's a classic composition for Talon Academy. Neon as per usual, but always watch out for T. Beloy here. You look at that last game against Alter Ego, he's the one getting the first kills rather than Snappy, but this time around, the Duelets gets his one.
Yeah, Kakarot going down obviously puts a little bit of a weakened approach here. Trying to find that extra control as they creep into the garage. The utility is down for Surf in position. Just with THYY waiting to sort of get it. There's a little bit of extra information onto Eman, but Sid, his position, is going to be able to find Kennedy. He absolutely will. And obviously that Reyna again, you can start to get the Devour, you can get the second shot, and now as that information goes towards the back of the site, Eman finds Snappy. THYY so trapped as Kevzi will be able to find another, and unfortunately for T-Bloy, it's all on him, just with the Vi Fists to cruise on through.
Yeah, this is going to be tough.
Spike
no
planted.
cease and desist at all. It's not even ready. And ZOL Esports, just a heavy hand to push on in. We're talking about it, ZOL. As he sends in for Reyna, he's gonna get these picks. Beloy does pick up the one, but there you have it. Ending on a high note, ZOL gets the pistol. And who needs some strats? You just shoot heads, you win game, you kill them. But overall, I do feel like ZOL, they did get through the window relatively uncontested. No one peering from B from Talon Academy, allowing Zin to get the wraparound onto that C site.
Yeah, that opening pick onto Kennedy just made it a little bit too easy, right? And then before you know it, THYY was just trapped at the back of C site. So a little bit awkward there for Talon. ZOL able to find the early gaps, and you know it's going to be about this early snowball effect onto the attacker side. What can Talon do early to try and push back on the defenders?
Oh, quick little flash comes on out, and I look to ZOL here, and how they're going to also watch out for potential lurks, right? You have Snappy, once he gets that speed going, you need someone like Hot Sauce to watch that rear. And speaking of Hot Sauce, yeah, on that side for Kevzi on the Omen. We've seen ZOL make a few roll stops through for past few weeks, right? Especially when they added in their new coach into the roster. Cedo wide open. ZOL gonna take it for free.
I'll put it all on Watt's performance if ZOL do make it to playoffs. I'll just say Australia buff.
No,
as opposed to Australia nerf if they don't make it, right?
Look, Honky, if you're gonna be Filipino, we're also gonna get an Australian in on the coaching staff, okay? We're importing
Yeah, absolutely. I like that. I like that. Brothers in arms, as always. So, yeah. A slow walk. Really just Talon. Seeing if they can find anything on the exit here. Trying to do some additional damage. Snappy tagged up pretty heavy. It's just going to look like a pretty cruisy round here for ZOL. I think taking, at the very least, the Phantom into the next round is going to be super important. Zind, obviously, with the Vandal in hand, too. Nice and close. One onto the shot. And only the Guardian to go down for Surf. Not too bad. Everyone else going down to the Radianite. So, yeah. Look, 3 alive, not too bad. The Bulldog, the Phantom, the Vandal. That's happy for ZOL. Not a bad-looking bonus.
Yeah, Talon keeping them at least stuck there towards C, and you even see Hot Sauce get caught in the blast just as you mentioned. But you mentioned it, the key guns here for ZOL, ready to go into the next one. Zind also halfway to the Empress, and honestly, an ultimate you don't really keep track of unless you know the Reyna is ready to pop off. And this is the big one here for ZOL. They're going to run this Reyna and the Yoru. Potential flashes from both of their duelists, right? The Leer comes in, and Snappy, he can't fight that at all because of that initial Leer. Talon have to back away.
Look at the scan, though, immediately. They get so much info towards A main, but again, they're just not overdoing it right now. Zin does get tagged up a fair bit by Snappy, so it's a little bit awkward, but obviously with the Devour, the Dismiss available if he does need it. That's that thing about the Reyna, right? Unless you get activated, there's not a hell of a lot you can do. So now T-Bloy going to be having a little bit of a look-see with the Owl drone. They actually overlook Sind here. I don't know if they're going to expect him being so close, but they do seem to be aware of the prospect.
Yeah, Kakarot just holding on to the corner. Also watching out for ZOL with hot sauce, right? Still has that mid control. Good Cypher Trap from Surf to prevent B from being taken. But ZOL now wants to pile that pressure. Still a Leer for Zin. Still a flash for Kakarot. And they can get in there with a two-pronged attack, sending now most of their forces to try and angle into A.
Yeah, definitely still keen on it, right? You know, 3 members here for Talon. They've got the utility to try and block out as much as possible. But if they can overwhelm quickly, they're all 3 in pretty much a similar spot. Now that recon vault being destroyed, they walk on in. The fake out does go through. Zin getting the early information, able to hit the shot though, and he actually uses the resist instead, so no healing, but they force them all out. Talon have to leave immediately. THYY caught inside the dark cover. It's just so awkward for him. Nothing he can do. And both members of Talon Academy have to just hightail it out of there. What a fantastic bonus from ZOL.
Yeah, they're gonna get the 3-0 lead now. And that call to go for the dismiss rather than the VAR, so selfless, honestly, from Zin. You see the impact of it, Conky. He moves into hell, but not only does he get in a good position to try and spray down Graffiti, but he gets that intel past the smoke immediately. Once he gets the sightline of his opponent, Kakarot knows where the target is on the other side, sprays it down. ZOL get the sight for free effectively, and you see it here. 5 guns moving into the next round. Wonderful bonus here for ZOL, and they don't even get a single casualty.
I am just loving the way that Zin's actually playing, right? You know, you get a Reina in your game, they might drop 35, but are they last alive every single round? Absolutely they are. Zin is heading straight on in, being at the helm, and even with such low HP, 16, he's still running around hunting and trying to find frags for his team. So great opening here from ZOL. A 3-0 start is super, super solid, and Talon already starting to feel the pressure.
Yeah, and these are very comfortable picks for ZOL. We have to mention it since experience is the key factor for ZOL here right now. We know the firepower of Talon Academy. We know how incredible shooters there are. But this is a map pick ZOL is very comfy in one. But this is also a composition they're very comfy playing. Reina and the Yoru have been a pocket pick for ZOL in a lot of their history, honestly, thanks to Zin and Kakarot. The stun comes out, the Leer's there again, and Snappy can't even stand against Kempsey. It's 2 for ZOL already.
Absolutely. Kennedy able to find that pick, trade it out, but again, Talon not able to find the openers here. That Leah does force Kennedy back in towards the dark cover. He's still alive. He's still doing okay for now. But it is awkward. He has to force his way in, and as Zin forces his way through, Kakarot gets 1 and 2 alongside Eman. ZOL just continue to fight, punching down on their opponents. Talon are yet to find anything here, and with that additional investment, Dax, it's again not a fantastic looking round for them economically.
Yeah, they just can't send Snappy in like that. Someone needs to break that clear quickly with him, and T-Beloy has the right idea, but he's also setting up the dart himself. He can't just suddenly shoot that one down. ZOL swing immediately. Kevzi also smartly crossing to the other side of lobby, and this is a beauty of the Leer for the Reina. It's not the best blind, but it's a blind that doesn't block your sightlines as a team. Here we go again. Snappy though, beautiful pre-fire, but the result is the same, and A-Long is still controlled by ZOL.
I think you hit the nail on the head, right? You know, traded out immediately. Zin able to find that Empress now up for him if he needs it. Emin clearing out with the Owl drone. T-Beloy trying to force his way in towards that dark cover. It's again an awkward line as Zin clears around. T-Beloy though, able to find a couple. Now Zin needing to try and pick him up inside the dark cover. Left all on the hot sauce in a 1 versus 4. And somehow Talon, again, the individual prowess is what we talk about. And those sheriffs, they're certainly saying yeehaw, not haw ye.
Yeah. Put on the hat, why don't you? I know a convoy in Thailand that Conky's a good friend of, but hey, Talon, man, this has been...
This goes here.
It's been something you're trying to exploit right here, Conky. You see them play into the smoke and look to hold within that dome. But then again, what happens? ZOL walks into it. Talon doesn't get cleared. The shots are just absolutely on point, and Talon get on the board immediately. Now they have guns, they have the Hunter's Fury, and they don't overexert themselves onto A-Long here.
Once again, just trying to buy that time, find that position. Information gathered, already forcing their way out. That double duelist lineup, they're happy to fight for that contest and control immediately with that utility. It's a battle. Once again, Zin just makes quick work of a mincemeat, right?
A-Long has been authority and pretty easy here for ZOL. A single Leer makes such a big difference. And Talon just doesn't know how to answer that fact. Perhaps give up that A-long angle, play towards the site itself. Aldrone gets a spot, and Snappy sends out the stun to try and slow things down.
Fake out goes through. It's actually baited out by Surfy, and now the paranoia going in towards position. Kakarot taken down. Surf, the veteran, able to find it all, but he has to do it solo now. Makes it really, really uncomfortable. Eman so low on HP, but that dark cover only going to give them a little bit more space. THYY creeping around the bend. They're actually starting to walk away. He does find another. Eman going down, but as that spike out hits, Emzy traded. THYY looking to find it, but it is going to be ZOL again. Immediately a response. Zind with the opening 2, and despite some heavy lifting found by the Talon individuals, ZOL are able to clear house again and force them back.
Yeah, and just the numbers being pivotal in that last moment, right? ZOL gets 2, and yes, Talon have the firepower. Always remember that Talon Academy will make sure that these rounds are contested, that these rounds aren't safe at all. But when you're going into a 5v3, you're asking your players to clutch up, which Talon Academy can do. But once the trades do come, ZOL is no slouch. They have that extra numbers, they get the peaks from short eventually, and they win out the final 1v1. Talon has gotten a single round. Perhaps, in a way, they're being a bit too stubborn here. They're contesting A long without answering that ZOL utility, and now the timeout from the Thailand roster is a must, just because the coach here, seeing that they're running into the same problems again and again versus ZOL.
Man, oh man. Pretty crazy start, and that's why the call of the timeout. Hoping that the mental reset will occur. But that's, again, you know, just part of the game, right? You know, coming in as this academy team, playing up against a team that's so experienced. They've been playing Haven since the inception. This map has been around since day dot. And with all the additional agents coming in, you know. But it is funny that the lean is only the difference with the Yoru. They're back to OGs pretty much outside of the Yoru and the Neon.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm talking about, right? ZOL, they've had these problems throughout their group, playing these kind of comps that they're not that accustomed to. Now they go back to their fundamentals. Now they go back to what they're really keen on playing. And lo and behold, Zind, almost got a freebie there. T-Bloy getting away with his life, actually.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing there. A little bit too high and dry. I think he seemed to be a bit lost in that position. But yeah, maybe just not paying attention, looking at the radar or something. Because ZOL have been doing so well to fight for this A-long control every single round.
And just to add up to my point, right? Hot Sauce used to be a smoke player here for ZOL. Now he's back to Comfort Sentinel. Honestly, the only one flexing for ZOL right now is Kemzy, who's usually an initiator but can play the controller too. Kakarot, though, marking B right now. And he's looking to put a bit of impact with those fake crashes, right? Send out the fake teleport, force Snappy to stay and watch Link. And that can be the opening here for ZOL to play into A.
Firing of the warning shot. Again, really just trying to sell that fake as best as possible. They've got the attention. 3 members having a little bit of a look towards B here. Now the dimensional drift will be popped. Kakarot just trying to keep them interested here as he's actually going to start to march all his way through. Just baiting on onto T-Beloy. They are going to walk on in. Eman actually does manage to find Snappy, and now as that paranoia goes out, Kakarot can find his way into heaven. They've got no idea where these members are right now. The From the Shadows denied as well. Eman, just be careful though. Kennedy does find it on the flank. Maybe it's turning around here, Dax. Now Sin has to pop the Empress. 3 versus 4.
Well, TP2 and ZOL, now they have to respect that heaven position. It was taken away from Kakarot. Here comes Talon though, setting up the dart.
The walkthrough now, trying to get around towards that corner again. My eyes are firmly going to be onto Sin, who does have the position. Kemzy is able to find one, but the denial, he pops away. Looking for the position now, closing in towards Hell. And he just has to swing at the right time. Sin does get taken down though. It's all on the hot sauce. Somehow in the clutch, and Kennedy finds it back. Oh no, ZOL, I feel like they've just blundered that. They've tripped over and fallen. The spaghetti has fallen out of the pockets. And they try to put it back in, but they're unsuccessful.
Yeah, it all falls apart without the secret sauce of Hot Sauce, right? This is Talon now getting the second round. And as I mentioned, that heaven control is so pivotal for Talon Academy. Once they clear out Kakarot, they feel so safe to play into A. They got the lurk, they go for the push, and Kennedy, clutch. They kind of rhyme in my book, and you can see it here. Second round now for Talon Academy. 4 ultimates available. It's really about them trying to make this defense look convincing, though, and with these ultimates, that can be the big boon they have moving forward.
Goddamn. Pressure again for Long. Once more, it's going to be Snappy actually trying to get the early investment here with the space. And they found it. T-Beloy now popping that 100 Fury as well. They're waiting slowly for it. Looks like Emma might actually have a bit of a call onto it. He does get the information. He's hurt so much, done so much damage. And that's Snappy going down as well, even after finding the opening onto Kakarot. Somehow ZOL have the advantage.
Yeah, massive value there from Emma. Not just damage, right, but you said it. Intel provided. No escape for Kennedy at all as he's committed by short. He gets sprayed down here by ZOL. Another victim to the chopping block. Zin gets THYY. And you gotta give it to Talon. I like the adjustment that they did there, where you send Snappy a bit closer to the corner, get the slide, use it to play safe rather than overinvest it, gives him a chance to re-peek. But the damage is done, still by ZOL, and now they're heading towards C here.
Really creeping up now. Slow prod. Not wanting to make any mistakes and take advantage of what they picked up earlier. And again, it's just such a hard position for Surf to even rotate around, right? He is going to try and at least stem the bleeding. With no utility in that position and with T-Beloy a long way away, the rest of the members of ZOL, they're going to get all the way down towards long. And yeah, I don't really think they're going to be overly keen to go for this here. They are at least toying with the idea.
Yeah, if they can find someone on site, that could be the go signal, but not in this case. Surf and T-Beloy should go for the save. They're pinging it from the ZOL side. But this round is all over again. Another instance for ZOL. As soon as they hold lobby off, they keep Talon at bay, by long, by short. It makes a world of a difference, and even though we go to the other side of the map here, Conky, with the spike, it's still that A fight that defines the round in favor of ZOL Esports.
ZOL looking good. As you mentioned, a couple of moments where Talon have applied the pressure, but
because we are
ZOL, I think a couple of the rounds, well, at least one of the rounds was kind of their mistake. The other was some individual prowess from Talon. So when it comes down to the consistency of putting all the pieces together, it definitely looks to be ZOL that are in kind of firm control of this map. But again, it's still early days, only round number 9.
Yeah, the set plays from ZOL to play against that A pressure have been very effective throughout this first half. Honestly, pretty defensive play from ZOL, even on the offense. They're pinging it right now. Talon 2 looking to just mark potential corners where Snappy can play from. But this time, Snappy doesn't invest. Smoke comes on out. T-Beloy with the Owl drone forced out early just to check these corners. But he's not going to get intel past the lobby. Snappy's going to get control of this, but there's still ZOL with a setup. A bit of utility inside the lobby, and they're waiting for the peek out.
Right here.
Silent cross. It's in. He's not a silent man at all. Loud and proud. Snappy will be able to get one, but it's immediately traded out by Sind once more. As he just marches forward, that dark cover might put a pause on it for just a second. They're pretty happy with what they've taken so far, but with Emin down, it's not exactly the best position to be in. They're going to get moving, though. Fake out in. Good backs. They're pretty keen to try and break and enter. Do manage to dodge the paranoia. Sin just gets around the Rolling Thunder, but THYY is going to be able to take him down, and a second and a third. Kakarot straight into the crosshair. Now Kevzi. Sin very, very low here. There is no rotation. They've got the dark cover down. 25 seconds, 4 bullets. Does get the shot. Has to reload. Creeping around the corner, back into the dark cover. Maybe there's a moment from the shadows. Can head over towards the side of C, and he will look to get that spike planted. They do have the cam available. Surf, when does he want to pop it? When does he try to pick this up? Does get caught by the trap, but he can head all the way down towards long now.
Yeah, he just leaves it, actually. Over onto long. Beautiful play from Kevzi, though. Peek back into the smoke while he's mid-reload. Get that spike. Go for from the shadows, and he needs those kills just to be ready for it. A 1v2, manageable. A one-way setup 2, as Surf now goes for the defuse.
Needs to be super confident in his position, right? Doesn't even want to destroy it. Surf just tapping away. Is he going to be able to hit the shots? He gets him off the defuse! But unfortunately for Kevzi, he can't quite line up the crosshair. I mean, he did a hell of a lot of damage still. The fact that he almost won out the 1v4. Good effort there from ZOL, but I feel like, again, that site offense was just a little bit broken. Maybe not the cleanest of comms. They seem to question their position as they tried to fight on in there.
Yeah, I mean, say what you will about Talon's defense so far. One thing they've done is be very sure about their plays, about their holds. And once they get the right stack going onto A, Those numbers are just so lethal. They lose Snappy early, yes, but he still gets one for his trouble. It's a trade that Talon have made
There
do
they
win.
are.
Even though it's 4 and 9, it's a little tough for Snappy right now. I'd love to see the Neon later into these rounds, but he's still finding value if Talon can hold the rear and watch out for the sights.
Start the march on in. Damage already dealt. THYY forced away. Just following the fake out. Trying to get their way in as best as possible. Spike will be planted. El Clasico Haven 5-on-5 retake set up, Dax.
And then they have to watch out for Link again. Smoke being evaded by Kakarot. So the first fight, but that's Talon now with advantage.
A little bit shaken, certainly not stirred though, as Kemsey tries to invest in another one. THYY tagged up as well from the garage. Eman forcing him out, has to creep around to the other side now. T-Beloy looking to get on in, but he forces fighting. Damage deal, but Hot Sauce again just kept at bay here. A little bit awkward, but he is able to find another. Now onto Kevsey, creeping on through. They do get the scan, they do get the info, but still onto the defusal. Snappy, able to do it, able to hold on there with Kennedy. And Talon Academy still fighting. 4 rounds on the trot now. We've got 2 left in the half. They are putting the pieces 1 foot in front of the other. Slowly but surely getting back in there.
Look at the difference when Snappy is alive for more than 20 seconds into a round. He has been such a sure shot here for Talon, but they've also been so keen on where ZOL can push. A timeout forced out here for the side of ZOL Esports. Toxic for Coach ACL as well, but I'm looking at how that last round really went down for the likes of ZOL, for the likes of Talon, right? They watch out for that push into the smoke. They get that pick. They're still keen on positions like window and backside. And with those numbers, they just go for the pressure from both sides of the map. They let B be just because they know they can go for the retake, and the pick set it all at the start of that retake.
It's coming. It's happening right now. This little resurgence from Talon Academy. That's why, again, you know, you take that pause, you take the time out, you have a bit of a conversation, work out exactly what's needed to make it all happen. But yeah, I don't know. It's seeming to be okay. They're able to hold on to this narrow lead. But again, if it shifts into the half and, you know, move on to the defender's side, which is a little bit more challenging, and ZOL have to take the knee in this round. They have to just invest into the Sheriffs, and it's always going to be a toughie there. Should be a pretty clean rest of the half here for Talon Academy.
Yeah. They have the guns, they've had the momentum. They still have the overdrive to work with to put the pressure on ZOL even further. A really weak buy here for ZOL. Sheriff sure to try and clutch things out, but they move it to short, and this allows Talon now all the avenues into A-long here.
Good damage from Kakarot. That's the kind of opening you want to see, right? They managed to avoid Snappy for just a second. The damage is dealt, but Kakarot with the fake out, able to find it back. If he can get this Vandal, maybe there's a chance of turning the tides in towards this round, as Kennedy does manage to find another. So it has to be Kakarot to be the hero here. How does he want to approach this? He's 1 away from the dimensional drift. The gate crash to be sent away. Now he has it, so he can go to try and find this. He's got 1 blind side available here, Dax. So where does he want to take this? What information does he want to try and gather?
Oh,
he's going to get his way all the way through to C. Does he find the info? He does, but he has to get out. It's so awkward. Surf able to get the pressure, able to get the position, but he fights the fight, and now it's all left onto Eman. Oh, you've got to be hurting there. That was so awkward from Kakarot. He over-dipped.
Yeah, but I'd say the read was unreal from Surf too. Knows the distance where he can go for dimensional drift. Evan just peeks in to die, and THYY will give Talon the 5. But still, Surf, you said it. So
Last round
the overdip
in the
is here,
half.
yes. But when you're transferring from one side of the map to the other here on Haven, with that amount of time, it's going to be a little bit awkward by B. You peek out onto Link, you're not checking the right-hand side. Surf gets you there, and
enemy remains.
and whatever result, whatever rotation ZOL wanted, perhaps even to play into that C site there, if they can find the pick. It didn't happen just because of Surf just being so disciplined and waiting towards the corner there.
Absolutely, man. Talon, whatever they needed to make it work, this symphony has started to be sung. Now Snappy straight down mid, gets the information onto Hot Sauce early, has to pop the cyber cage. And look at all of this control that's being gathered. They are pushing absolutely through and far. THYY stuck in an awkward trap. Now they are taking control of this A site off the back of it. They know how far that Talon have gone, but how well can they set up into this post plant, Dax? Another 5-on-5 retake here.
Yeah. A good call from Hot Sauce too. He felt the pressure, not just from the grass area, but from the window too. effectively regroups with the rest of the team. Now ZOL set up a good post plant here with the crossfire as well. And Surf now from above. Neural Theft available here for the likes of Surf. If they get a bit, but that overdrive has been in stone. Here for Talon, they're waiting for the lightning fingers to find the spark on the roof.
Relay bolt out, lightning fingers will be out, the overdrive in now. Sin looking to try and take it. The Empress will unfortunately be dethroned here. Kevzi, Eman are able to trade back, but once again, Kevzi has to be the hero, and he's all alone now in the position of THYY. Eman able to find the 3K, the hero to hold on to the lead here for ZOL. 7-5, not awful, not great, but it's okay. You said it perfectly, Dax. Sometimes the Zoomers just come in and dance default onto your head, whatever it is. But now Talon clearly sharp, really, really solid on the aim. And they've been able to overwhelm ZOL a couple of times. So they lead the half, and Zind, he's pushed all the way up off the back of this dark cover, and it's a very, very confident one. Are they going to be ready for this?
If only he knew what we knew.
Go, go, go!
Scanning ahead.
Joy of that extra scan, right? They're going in now. Snappy able to find the opening, and then T-Below with the scan, getting the frag. So immediately, Emin and Zin, they go down. And look, Kevzi's not exactly in the best position to try and deny here. He's probably just going to have to wait for the full rotate in, and this should very well be a Talon round.
Yeah, Talon Academy quickly just bursting through. The smoke has been their monsters for quite a while. Hot Sauce though, and the rest. Oh, that's massive from Hot Sauce.
Absolutely, a couple of kills back in. Maybe it's doable, but 25 HP also very, very low. It's going to be so tough now. They try to cross. They do some damage. Kennedy will find Kevzi, though. Hot Sauce. Oh, there was a world, maybe. But in the end, they turn it around, and that is Talon Academy picking up the pistol, and they continue their recent streak in these last few rounds.
Yeah, after that first half, ZOL need to be very careful of any smoke that they see. They should expect Talon to be in there, to just burst from it before it even dissipates. This is a squad that has so much offensive prowess, and especially that they're running the Neon, right? Snappy, he's just gonna zip in, look for the slide, look for the kill. So many of Talon were inside the smoke. We were saying a while ago, if Zin only knew how many were inside that smoke, 4 players were waiting for him. Good for him to not push into it. Unlucky for ZOL, though they still got taken down that way. And here comes Talon now. Pressure's on. They've been fighting for a long tooth and nail ever since the start of this game. And here they are with a gun advantage to control it on the offense.
Just got to be ever so patient here. We've seen a round where the Classics secure that second round. Zind obviously with the Sheriff. Pretty heavy investment there. It's going to make for a weaker looking second round or third round bye.
Right here.
Just being patient now. Emin watching the corner.
There.
Tapped away, gave the ping. I know there's some information. Trying to get that smoke down. He's done a little bit of damage onto Snappy here, and now they actually have to force the narrative. Pushing all the way in. Snappy finds Kevzi. Emin does get one back, though. Are they going to overlook this man in Kakarot? The answer is yes. He will do some damage, but Surf does get the response. But look at this position. Hot Sauce already on the side. Can't deny the spike plant, but T-Beloy will take him down. And now, Sid, what have you got for us, buddy? You will wait for the cyber cage, but already getting in towards these corners. Sid does find one, does get the scan. Information gathered. Zin, he can do it. He can look for more. But now as they've got that information, he does have the Leer. He does have the Devour. He can move out as quickly as he wants. T-Beloy got to sit in position. And he goes for the confident peek. That's the thing, right? Sometimes these kids are just going to peek you.
Ducks for cover for good measure. Doesn't get lined up for the Sheriff shot. And Talon Academy, they still get away with that one. You still gotta give it to ZOL though. Incredible effort and big damage done by Kakarot and Zin. Zin is just confident overall on an agent like Arena. Doesn't even need the orbs to peek on that. Had them in reserve. If only it wasn't a rifle on the other side, it could have gone ZOL's favor. But 7-7, Talon Academy. They had a great recovery in the first half. Now they've tied things up. But ZOL have the advantage with the guns, and here they are. They already catch out Snappy to start things off with.
That's a massive pick. Was that inside the window? Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. Really, really nicely opened there, taking down a very important member in Snappy. And again, you know, moving into this bonus, it's not exactly the best buy. And with Emin finding Surf, that's a very lackluster opening there from Talon. You know, 2 dry peaks, 2 deaths with no trades. And yeah, now Talon are going to be licking their wounds for the rest of this round.
Yeah, Surf, it's really tough. You're playing from the slope itself. Your aim isn't going to be perfectly onto the head. And there was a small delay between Emin and Surf. If you notice that, stare at each other, Emin realizes, wait, that's another guy. And you've said it, the dry peaks. It's Talon just running into the bullets of ZOL, and Emin even getting information now. Dart comes on in, and Talon's exposed with their intentions.
Spike down
Damage.
A.
THYY able to find Kevsey, but Emma's still kicking and screaming somehow. Sin gets the frag. Now T-Beloy left all on his lonesome, and he'll be taken on the flank by Kakarot. 4 alive for ZOL. And as he can look over the economy position for Snappy, not the greatest. I think he's a hell of a while away from the overdrive as well. But that is not a happy position to be in if you are Snappy. No money to work with. They will drop over some weapons. And I think T-Beloy is going to be taking the L here with a weaker buy. But yeah, great response from ZOL. Take the lead back.
Yeah, and if they catch out Surf immediately, ZOL just changes their whole game plan on a dime. They get rid of the Cypher, no more anti-lurk utility. A player like Kakarot can slip in, and we saw that flank end the round on the high note. So those are the modes of control here for ZOL. They will be willing to be active around the map if they can get the catch early on. But this time, Talon safely playing into A long, and ZOL will look for the stack instead here.
Already creeping into that position, right? You know, they lock this one down. They hold on to their lead. They make a pretty good case as we shift around the corner towards Bind. Zin getting a hell of a lot of information there, but Snappy happy to walk away with his life.
But Surf's again sent on to his lonesome. Looking for the lurk. Just staying away from the tripwire. Kakarot, though. I'm worried for him. No Gate Rush setup as of yet. Trying to play into the platform. There he has the TP now ready for an upcoming push from Talon Academy.
Cutting sound. As quiet as possible. Not going for the orb. Just going to try and get him towards position there. Once that does go out, they still do have the cam up. Fake out into position as well. Now Kennedy trying to drop that one. They actually do pop the fake out. And that's really, really awkward. So much utility, just trying to keep them at bay here. And again, they don't need to overextend. ZOL can be pretty happy to actually try fight this 5-on-5 on the retake. Look at the fight coming in from Emin.
Yeah, Emin again, a long way around, but where's the utility from the Cypher? Avoided by the Sova. HYY though, right idea, but the wrong position. Emin gets the first, and now ZOL can work with this one.
Does enough to just keep the information away from them, right? You know, tempting fate, trying to look back and see if they can try and push back Emin. Now as they creep on through, Kennedy caught into a bit of an island here. He doesn't quite connect with the shot. Surf does hit one, but so does Snappy. Kakarot gets the trade. T-Beloy another. It's awkward. Somehow down to a 2-on-2 here, right on towards the line. Nobody there on the flank. They do look to tap away onto the defuse. Kevsey getting some damage done, getting the chip away, and I think he might be okay. No! They line up. They try to go for the body block, but in the end, Talon turn around on its head.
Yeah, bulky buddies found too early, and Talon Academy tie it up again. It looked very dicey there for Talon, right? They were down a man, but coming into the rest of this post plan, Snappy here holding steady over onto the corner, getting more value by staying onto that side of the map. They also catch out Emin pretty quickly, and those were key differences for Talon. Sharp shots as per usual, but removing the factors of pressure, putting their own pressure on ZOL in that potential retake, well, it allows them to keep this 8-8.
They found my wire.
Now again, you know, just being onto that semi-buy, a little bit weakened. Playing the defender's side of Haven, so tough against such sharp players like Talon. All they have to do is just trade their way in, and, you know, ZOL unable to find that retake on towards the site. They lost too many members too quickly. Now with the utility set up, they are ready to explode on towards the side again. Hot Sauce does get some information. He has to fall away immediately. Snappy taking full control of the side again. Once again, we will look to see a full 5-on-5 of the retake. Snappy also dropping Hot Sauce in the process. Does he even want to fight this here? No, he's going to be taken down by the overdrive. Emin does get one back. Maybe it's doable. Paranoia forces them back in towards spawn again. Now they do have the fault line still in hand, up very close. THYY ready to execute when he needs to. My eyes are going to be onto Zin, but he's taken down through the dark cover into Garage. And unfortunately, there will be no sale, there will be no deals. Talon have taken the lead again.
They've finally done it. Just get it away from ZOL at this point. This attacking side looking so good for Talon Academy. And Snappy, this is the kind of execute we want to see from him. Not only get onto the site right with that pick, the overdrive there, just to funnel out anyone playing into the connector between Garage and C site. Sure, it's an eco round there for ZOL, but if this keeps up, Talon can just be very confident with their executes. Moving into this one, 3 ultimates at the ready. Candy 2 away from that rolling thunder, and they're gonna put pressure onto A again. Quickly peek at Emin.
So many ultimates and no information gathered off the back of that Hunter's Fury. Kennedy, though, finding Kakarot, such an important pick. And with the position up from THYY in heaven, it's on to Evan. How much can he find? Surely they're aware of the prospect. Yes, they are. T-Beloy takes him down. And now, again, that site is completely open. They have to try and fight for it immediately. The relay bolt goes through, and Snappy, 1 damage, 2. Kennedy there to support. And unfortunately, for Hot Sauce, he has been taken down. Oh, man, ZOL, they've got nothing left.
Go.
What's the ultimate position look like? I didn't get to see how many they actually ripped there. No, they've still got plenty, but damn, man, Talon have broken their economy.
Yeah, Talon send in whatever they can. They still hold the Rolling Thunder in reserve, but this is where it gets tough for ZOL. We were talking about this map draft a while ago, Conky, and sure, ZOL, historically a map that they love to run, they love to play. Sure, it's a Filipino squad, they want to play Haven, right? But Talon Academy have been tested on this map again and again and again, and they have succeeded in all 3 times. Looking for the fort, it's the Lion's Den ZOL is walking into, while Talon now, ferocious here with the rifles yet again at the ready.
Once again, this is the map pick of ZOL. We didn't need all 3 in that opening series. Kimmy Kittens did beat Naus.
Take flight.
Just trying to buy that additional time. Talon looking to clear out. Top of A lobby once more. Zim already out in mid. Kennedy spots him. Has to fall straight back away to garage. But look at Kevzy's position off the back of it. He's actually walking all the way into window here, Dax.
Oh, Kevzy. Have to be respect of that tripwire. It's always been Talon standard to hold off window with that position. Then again, it's still at A looking to be likely. Surfian finding Zind along the way. Kevzy. He's not gonna have the right angle. Here's everyone coming the way towards C, though.
Oh, he's so nervous. He doesn't know what to do. This is where he starts to question himself heavily, right? Already getting in towards position now. Hot Sauce just fires a couple of warning shots. The From the Shadows comes on through, but it's the relay bolt immediately. Eman lights them up. So much damage. Does the shot, but it's not enough. Now Surf trying to get in towards position. Eman will join. T-Beloy does some damage, but it's Kevzy looking for more. These Sheriffs are hitting, and no, in the end, the Phantom doesn't quite swing well enough, and Talon somehow keep cool in amongst the chaos. They take another round, Dax.
Yeah, Kevzy crispy, sure, but ZOL effectively just allows Talon to play into C. The angle towards Windows just pretty much impossible at that rate. Talon are gonna rush in as 5. You see the response from the Shadows. Eman too, getting some good damage, but this has been the problem here for ZOL. If they're not gonna get the kill confirmed, Talon is just gonna shoot you down from 1 HP to 150. They don't care. They will go for the fight, and Talon's confidence is sending them to the stratosphere at this rate.
Deploying drone.
All eyes on ZOL now. I just can't help but feel like if Talon continue this momentum in towards the next, right? You know, sure, they've got that Haven attacker side buff, but if they play a confident buy-in, you know, it could be very, very tough for ZOL to kind of find their way in. But look at Kakarot's position. All the way down C long, already able to find a little bit of extra control. But, you know, they've been leaving C so open, Dax, and they might actually find this garage position again here, Talon.
I mean, they're expecting Kakarot to find value towards C long. They also rely him to just get out safely, willing to play that angle for the raid's sake. But this has been the problem. Not C itself, but the window. Surf just peeks in. Zin doesn't even see it coming. Talon get the one. ZOL answers back, but look at this. It's still Talon with advantage.
Man, it's just scrappy, isn't it? So awkward. Snappy has to force away. They know they should have a level of control over towards this side of C. And now that rotation starts to come around, and they just have to wait for it. There is no ultimate to try and deny. They do have the Neural Theft available, but obviously they have to get towards the give me a corpse.
Spike planted.
3 versus 4. It's a toughie. Eminem with 1.
Enemy remaining.
THYY, he can swing at the right time, and they've left it all on to Kemsey. 1 versus 3, and THYY is going to deny. It's Talon with 12. Map point.
Again and again and again. Peek in, peek out, swing out from window. And Talon has found the weak spot of the ZOL defense. Put that pressure into A. Just corral the forces to look towards the mid itself. And lo and behold, Surf is lurking perfectly from garage. At all, since you have Hot Sauce playing onto that A side. And Talon Academy at the cusp of a victory. This has been a very successful map for them here in VCTC. And this is their opponent's map pick. So one more. They're going to get the advantage here, Conky. Timeout here for ZOL.
What do you say here in this position, right? You know, what words of wisdom from the coach of ZOL can you throw out to try and motivate the team to not only connect 4, but then to win it in overtime, you know, in your map selection. Or even, again, it's just about potentially freezing this one up and saying, don't worry about it too much. Let's just think about the next map, the next map of bind, before the rest of the series. You know, series not done. That's the thing. So anyway, I think you definitely need a round or two of your ZOL to at least mentally restabilize, because it's just been Talon running away with these last few rounds.
Yeah, and experience is such a big factor, but Talon, truthfully, has just been the more mature team from what we've seen here so far. It was a tough start on their defense. They get the rounds going their way. They figure out how to deal with the initial Leer and blind play from ZOL. And now on the attacking side, they have the advantage with the speed of Snappy. That Rolling Thunder has been held by Kennedy for quite a while. It might be the death sentence here for ZOL, who look to put pressure towards mid. Zin now leading the charge here.
Has to be the pick here. You know, he goes down and it's basically GG. He's just going to tuck under the window. They do have some utility here. Fault line ready to be thrown out. But again, it's just going to be about this thing. Does Zin question his position? When you're here, you are locked in. You have to fight the good fight. And they're using this miss, but he's still awkward, stuck in the line. The Rolling Thunder invested to try and find him, Dax. They are putting it all on the table right now. Talon wants to close this right here, right now. Eman in towards the garage. Kevzi can deny, holding on for a little bit longer, trying to be that guardian in the night. There's Eman fighting it, but Surf drops hot sauce. Kevzi does manage to drop the spike. All left on the Surf. The veteran, the hero, the Tide Prince. Can he keep doing it? Eman inside the dark. Cover! And he will hold. ZOL. They do find a knife, and they will stabilize for just a quick second.
You'd see a round like that, and you'd say it's over. Talon Academy has it. Scrappy is their destiny, but not this time. And ZOL, they were in a big predicament there, Conky. Zin, sure, he gets one, but Kakarot falls. The Rolling Thunder catches out the Reyna. But the backline, able to hold everything down. Kevzi finding value. You got Emma there at the end, out-clutching Surf, who was just fragging out at that point. What can we say? But we go next. Still Talon Academy. They had 5 rounds in a row there, and they have so much money for the rest of these rounds here.
Pressure is on, man. It's certainly doable, but, you know, you just constantly feel like your back's up against the wall. And, you know, Zind, he did manage to get that opening pick here, and now once again, he split the wicket. Surf has to be so careful about where they go with this, because it could benefit both ways, right? You know, Zin, yeah, sure, he's got a hell of a lot of control here, but now Surf has given away the information. Kakarot does get the catch, but Surf is going to be able to find the pick anyway. Now it makes it awkward. Zin trapped between a rock and a hard place. That trap wire is down. Surf can keep on going. If he is killed, if he's taken down, maybe there's a chance, because that trap wire will go down. They're not going to be ready for this right now. Zin, eyes on the prize, my friend. Keeping it pressed, pushing towards it, but he taps away. He's whiffing. This is not what you want to see from your Reyna. Kevzi does get one, but Kennedy can find one back. And now with the pressure taken off, THYY can dip it towards the back of the site. Now with the Leer going out, they have the information. Kennedy can find it. And Zin, he's whiffed. He's lost them the game. Hot Sauce tries to do it, but Kennedy will close. And Zin, he was the man who opened up the bank account, but then he drained the damn thing at the exact same time.
From both the Sky as well as the Vice, the flashes will make different sounds if there are other players on the other side. If they get flash, but then again, if they can't see it in the first place, then what info will Talon work with? ZOL Esports, though, they need to climb on back to keep their playoff dreams alive here, Conky. They lose this map, they lose the series. They lose the series, they lose their chance into the playoffs, and it will be Talon Z11 and Alter Ego from Group B moving on. Let's get into it, though. Map number 2 coming our way.
Map number 2, baby. Could be the final map of the evening. It could be ZOL's hopes and dreams being shattered of trying to make playoffs here. The Talon Academy, they've still got some heavy lifting to do, as they are very aggressive. Straight down mid here, ZOL. Information off the back of the Prowler. That's going to be Surf caught. So early on, already, Kakarot will find the opener, forcing the rest of the team away.
Yeah, fast aggression. They get that short angle, and ZOL now want to swing for even more here, Conky.
Oh my god, T-Beloy, you're going to be able to find these shots. They line up. Yeah, Snappy also getting Kakarot. So even though they hear the TP come through from Zin, they should be able to open up some space. And look at the foot going down already. Snappy is caught between a rock and a hard place, but Zin's going to be taken down here. So now they're going to be able to take that spike. The deadlock already over towards the side of B. And they should be able to rotate in freely. It's going to be so hard for ZOL to pick this round back up.
Yeah, amazing response from Talon. They lose one, they lose that short control, but it doesn't matter because they hold their near spawn and they expect ZOL Esports to just play the TP instead. It's been something ZOL love to do to put pressure towards A. Piece for free and THY.
One enemy remaining.
Only one shot. Now on Hot Sauce here to try and clutch it out. Does get the information in towards Hookah. Some really good damage. The paint shells go out. Hot Sauce, hang on! Is there a little bit of spice, my friend? No! Denial of service attack from Kennedy, the deadlock, shutting him out. And unfortunately, the bottle has broken all over the floor. Capsaicin everywhere. But a good effort nonetheless from the Brimmy.
Brother, you talk about spice, but Kennedy was just oh so sweet, like candy. He was holding so steady. The paint shells also does force Hot Sauce out. Sure, he gets the kill onto Snappy, but since it's a given angle, Talon was just waiting for the push out, and they were ready to receive. So good round there for Talon. Early pressure from ZOL was managed well by Talon Academy. They now go for the anti-eco here, coming into their second round.
Is it like Holy Basil versus Adobo or something like that? Is that what we're dealing with here?
Adobo isn't very sweet, honestly. It's more sour.
No?
Yeah, it's like you
okay,
think about humba. That's a sweet dish, sweeter.
Yeah,
than adobo.
yeah. Very good.
No one's sweeter than you, though. Oh,
You're not sorry. You gotta own it, baby. Kennedy opening up very, very nicely there. You know, he was able to close out that clutch in the previous round, and Surf also dropping Eman. So once again, a relatively straightforward approach here from Talon. You know, they're able to, again, just put the fundamentals down nicely. And it makes it really, really awkward for the final two members here. They're just swapping around the weapons. 5 alive so far. Should be a pretty good looking bonus for them coming into the next round.
yeah, and with this utility set right here for Talon, they feel a lot more controlled in how they play bind. When they played that neon-based composition, it was awkward since there were players trying to swing in. You always have the sprinting neon, and there was a big disconnect between the two sides of Talon there. But now, with the Raze, with the Vice Lock, and
One
Sky,
enemy
they're
remaining.
controlling these corners well. They're peeking slowly but surely, and Snappy gets one more before he does get traded, but the damage has been done. And Talon, 2 rounds in a row to kick off the action. These pistol rounds also gonna be effective for Talon to get early momentum.
Absolutely are. You know, it's all about just getting on the board nice and early, using that snowball from the previous map. Out of the last, like, 10 or 15 rounds that we've actually seen in the last 2 maps, you know, Talon would have sort of brought together 80-90% of those rounds. It's just such a limited play to come through from ZOL. They had the 7-5 half and then only ending up 13-9. So it's looking good here for Talon Academy, and if they can keep that confidence, you know, it really isn't going to matter too much if they're unable to kind of break the shackles here, ZOL.
Yeah, I mean, Talon, they have to work against the previous results they've had, but they have been getting better and better on this map. It's been a work in progress. Many people ask what the Academy teams are all about. You can see it here, just honing these talents. Mine might be the biggest example. Better result against Alter Ego. Advantage right now versus ZOL. The drone, though, gets the intel. ZOL have the guns, and they get the first pick.
Opening pick from Hot Sauce and Sind as well. That little bit of poison makes it awkward, and another through the poison cloud. THYY going down immediately, and unfortunately for Talon Academy, they're licking their wounds a little bit here. Certainly awkward, not really knowing where to go from here.
Yeah. This is where ZOL can look strong. They have the Viper, they have the Brimstone. Sight lines are going to be key, and even Spray throwing the smoke knows that these long, narrow ways are easily hit by those bullets. Hot Sauce quite low on the HP, but him being alive is already a key factor. They want to go for a TP play here for Talon. They're sending the spike that way, but look at the wraparound from Kakarot. Kennedy is all but surrounded here by ZOL.
Obviously with no sheer
30 seconds left.
Vice going down. They're going to get that spike planted, and that Kennedy. I mean, look, there's still a bit of a chance here. Like, it's going to be a pretty deep investment to come on through from the sky. A very, very scary fight. T-Bloy does get the information now, and they have to pull them in to Hookah. So Kennedy, what can you even do here, my friend? Watching the line, and nope, you can't do anything. Head ripped off. And I mean, they do line up, but T-Bloy unfortunately can only find the one. So a spike plant, a couple of kills. It's not a horrible bonus, but it definitely could have been more there for Talon Academy.
Yeah, you can work with it at least. And ZOL, on the other hand, they keep 3 guns. They build up now. The Orbital Strike, Kakarot Strike, suppose, for good measure. But this is some good activity from ZOL as a whole. If they can stall Talon, get these picks, it's exactly what we had a while ago on Haven, right? Map control, courtesy of Kakarot. There is the order of the race. He wants to go for these flanks as much as possible. Get that space here for ZOL. And watch out for that one as we get into the next few rounds here.
Full bite. First serious round to give some consideration onto what we can expect for the rest of the map. And now it's just a slow prod up. Watching down towards mid will be Kakarot, seeing if he can pick up anything early on. And it is actually going to be the showstopper early. Snappy is being taken down very, very low, 7 HP, and nothing to show for it either. And now it's going to be awkward. Hot Sauce does have the orbital strike, but he's on a little bit of an island here as the Seekers come out. It's going to make it awkward now, forcing them back, but they're actually not keen at all. It's going to be the TP straight over here. Now Sin has to try and do it all solo, but unfortunately as he goes down, the poison, the toxic screen, it's awkward. Now the barrier mesh keeping the space as well. They should be able to get that spike planted relatively easily. The orbital strike, no, actually forces them away.
Gives up elbow control here for the fate of ZOL to work with. And here we go again! Talon Academy! They're just going for transfer after transfer here, Gonky. TP to B shore, TP to A, let's do it again. And now they'll have another free site to take Kennedy also on the lurk. It's a one-on-one that Kevzy wins.
Very nicely done from Kevzy there to temper his approach. Doesn't get stressed. Gonna wait for this aggression as well. And it's going to be Snappy to get some nice taps onto the head as well. He's been healed as well from that regrowth earlier. But he does go down to Emin in the end, getting a little bit too overzealous there. But THYY jumps up the top and will rip the head off of Emin in the response. So it's all on to Kevzy rather. How can he go? Razorvines, keep him at bay for just a second. He's got so many angles to clear here. Has to try and go in. The Prowler does gather some information. Will be destroyed. That's just one set of bullets though getting fired out. The Arcros to try and bait out some information. They are going to clear together, and it's going to be Surf to find him. Talon Academy getting that first gun round on the board here, Dax, 3-1.
I love this from Talon, though. It's just so witty, honestly, for how they're playing this bind map. And you think it's funny. Okay, you can TP now to B. Okay, you can TP to A. But look who's stationed as much as possible to set things up. I see it a while ago for a Kennedy, right? He's playing it to B long. The barrier mesh that you mentioned to stall for time. And that's been the tried and tested play here for Talon to get that B site. The orbital strike delays it, but they have a backup plan. They have the Vice now lurking towards short. They have all the control for a free site. And either way, Talon will make that space that they need to get that spike plant going.
Okay. All the pressure again. Falling back onto ZOL to try and do something, to try and invest into possible prospect of returning fire. Kennedy already all the way up. Sound sensor goes in, doesn't quite get the catch onto Kevzy. 1 for 1 so far. Not a bad result. The Prowler gets a little bit awkward here. Snappy investing heavily in towards Hookah. Will he be able to face the smoke? He absolutely will. Getting a couple of warning shots away. Satchel through as well. The blast pack to keep him some space.
Surf, he's sleeping. Kakarot gets the catch. ZOL now 2 angles to work with from the back of Talon here.
Ooh.
Potentially a pinch here to come.
Yeah, very awkward there. Kevzy trying to fire off a couple of shots, but they're just so split up here, right? And as that Armageddon comes on out, Kevzy, Kakarot finding the shots back. T-Below even going down. Hello?
Hello?
Are you awake, Talon?
Talon caught napping. There's no escape for T-Below. As soon as that airstrike comes, you just accept it. You're gonna be gone, no matter where you are towards elbow. And a thrifty win here for ZOL Esports. They stayed long enough towards Hookah to keep alive. And you think that, okay, Talon can recover. Don't worry. Snappy put the damage on. Surf has a good angle towards Fountain. But no, ZOL, they get the clear. They get B long. They have Hookah control. They still have a spawn. And from that point on, all those forces just converge as one to get the round.
Little bit of discipline lacking, I feel like, in that post plant, right? You know, Surf obviously caught on the rotate, and they just couldn't get off the site quick enough. You know, they extended, they questioned themselves. So that's definitely one to look back on if you are Talon Academy and you want to do some VOD review. But for now, they're cruising in. They're going to try and fight the fight, and Kennedy will drop Zind immediately. That is a frustrating position to be in if you're Zind.
Yeah, Zind, you need him alive longer in these rounds just to have that toxic wall set up effectively towards B. And with that opening, it forces ZOL to now reinforce with more players onto that side. A now looking lacking. They do have shower control here thanks to Kakarot, as well as the Teho of Emin. But then again, ZOL, they don't know that Talon's going to be pushing towards short instead. And here comes the Trailblazer to begin the fight. Kakarot marking still, but it's still damaged by Talon now.
Yeah. That's really, really rough. The 145 in one and then missing that shot. He has to actually go for the reinvestment. Kakarot finding the shot, but the blast pack doesn't get him out. It's A-OK for now. THYY picks up that operator. He's going to try and hold onto the line here now. Hot Sauce moving up in towards heaven. And the line is spotted. Information gathered. Warning shot fired out. Goes for the Phantom instead. And in the end, he's going to pick up and just try and pop those Sky Smokes, give himself some additional time. The incendiary forces it, makes it awkward now. The Siege makes it very, very tricky for Snappy. Cruising on in now. Hot Sauce needs a reload. Look at T-Beloy. Has absolutely nothing inside the elbow here. Just has to wait patiently, has a singular guiding light, but has to rely, once again, on THYY. They're off the defuse. Now Kevzy looking to try stick onto it. Can deny, but all he has to do is just buy time, and enough time he has bought. Doesn't even have to invest into the savings either. That is a great round from THYY. A thrifty back-to-back for both these teams here now, Dax.
Yeah, they just answer each other with eco. Talon Academy get the job done, and that A site control that they had was so pivotal in the end. I look sure to ZOL finding the kills with the operator. Hot Sauce also really stepping it up, but T-Boy's presence was key to that victory. Him getting caught out by the intel by ZOL, right? It meant that ZOL had to try and clear out laps, look to peek that way, and watch for anyone swinging from that angle. No one watching from showers because T-Boy just held it down, played as quiet as possible, and Talon get their 4th round. I think you brought up a while ago that there's a matter of discipline here for Talon that they need to work on this map. And yes, it's been the problem for the past few outings they've had on Bind. But here and now, they're making better choices and they're getting better results with the lead here for over ZOL.
Man, oh man. Pressure's on. Again, you know, it's just that thing where ZOL have to call for the pause, call for the reset mentally, and try to talk to the crew about what they want to deal with here, what they want to experience, and, you know, what they're trying to actually secure out of a series like this, right? You know, this is do or die for ZOL. If they can't fight back here on Bind, take it to Pearl. They unfortunately don't get to play. They don't get to pass go. $200 will not be collected. In fact, Talon have got Mayfair down with hotels on it. They're going to be making them spend.
Man, I'm a boardwalk enjoyer, okay? You gotta go big. Barclays
go
boardwalk, I'm going straight for it. Anyone can auction everything else I pass by. You can have the green spaces, the orange spaces, all of that is yours, Donkey. I just need the blue ones.
Ready.
That's okay with me.
Scout destroyed.
Going in again. Nice and quick this time, though, Dax, right? You know, Snappy's going to be trying to get that one off. He does get the trade 1-for-1. It's been a little bit awkward with some of these showstoppers so far, but at least not punished. And now Kakarot, he's right into this line. If he can get Surf, if he can get that opening shot, maybe it's for something. But it's just going to be a stalemate for now.
Not iffy, but Kakarot! That's a shot for ZOL to stabilize on. T-Beloy trying to find the push, and they're going to go through the wall anyway.
Kennedy actually able to find that one, so it's going to be on to Kakarot to see if he can find anything around the barrier. But he does narrowly get to miss. The Annihilation goes lacking. And whilst he does pick up 2, it's all left on to Kennedy. 1 versus 2 situation. 1 inside hookah, 1 rotating through the defender's side of spawn. How does he play this?
Goes into elbow at least to isolate these fights. ZOL, though, from shower to hookah. Using that for control. The peek out will come.
30 seconds left.
Oh, no peek yet.
Doesn't need to, right? Just needs to hold the cross, hold the line. And I think he actually might have found the timing. He's got the info. That's massive from Kennedy! But he gets a little bit too excited. Second guesses himself. And Zind, that's what you were talking about, right? You know, the Viper needs to live on for longer. And this time he closes out the round. It's back to 4th on these. Nobody is in control of the circuit.
It is an awkward round. I look at that start from Talon, and I believe that Eman got the input going early enough to stop the blast back momentum. Instead of taking that extra step that Snappy wanted, he was a step too far. He gets vertical rather than horizontal. And sure, he brings one down, but it's still not a confident approach. Kakarot stabilizes with the operator, showstopper for 2. And I hope it's all that got to save that off because it's finding value for the past few rounds here.
Straight on in this time, Snappy, very, very aggressive. And he's happy to take this control, right? You know, that's given a hell of a lot of space to the side of Talon. Now, as the information goes through, the guided salvos to try and flood this position. They want to try and find that spike plant, but it's so awkward. So much utility, buying some additional time. They should be able to find this spike plant, and at least that gives something But the stealth drone will gather some further info.
Hotzos and the rest, they now get the backside control. They stalled well. They find the
Oh.
first, and this extra gun power they have, that should be enough for the round.
Sonic sensor goes down, but spotted immediately as well. Sin finds Kennedy, so they're all very, very split up here, and not with a hell of a lot of weaponry to kind of do anything with here. They'll just be happy with that plant, and that's basically it. So second round will be secured. Unfortunately, the Molotov doesn't go to the right spot, but that's okay. Round will be secured. They'll find it. Taking this one forward. 4-4. Yeah, ZOL certainly still in this one.
Yeah, I mean, they had just the spike plant because it wasn't on the default lineup.
Yep.
ZOL doing a good job, of course, just sending out the molly early on. And a very confident ZOL there in that round. They give up half the site. They just go for the 5v5 retake. And they don't overexert themselves towards Shower. We did see Surf there trying to lurk. I think that's a problem here for Talon. The way that they play this map has been effectively either a 4-1 split or a 1-3-1 to allow them these Sentinels to set up utility on the other side. But if they can't get the speed, thanks to their raise, right? If they can't find that opening to call the ZOL attention away, then that becomes a problem because they're the ones who are stuck in a standstill.
Time to hunt.
Really got to get back here. Talon Academy, I feel like if the mental goes boom, it is going to be awkward. They're giving Kakarot so much space, but he might have actually overinvested here. Surf's going to be so careful. It's an awkward line. A missed shot.
No.
Oh, Kakarot. Unfortunately, man is not going to be going Super Saiyan this round. Now Surf in an awkward line. Sin trying to get him towards position. He will get one. Not quite the second. Peopleoid trading it out. And now they push forward. The rotation is there, but Kevzy straight into his demise. And I feel like this is a round that's basically been gifted from the high heavens to Talon Academy. All left onto just the soul. Brimmy to see what he can do. Up in towards heaven will be Hot Sauce now. He sees the rotate. CHYY will take him down. Talon take the lead back.
Yeah, I mean, everything that can go right for Talon, it just happened there. The shot whiffs, Surf immediate punish. The one thing you can't do against Talon Academy is miss. Because these guys, their time to kill, the immediate pressure and preciseness they have, it's just crazy to think how fast these shots do come. And not only that, T-Beloy, he sends out the Seekers. Right timing towards one of the TP players of ZOL. The Seeker turns around, exposes all those intentions beyond the sound cue. And Talon Academy still with the lead. 5-4, it's close, but ZOL, they realize this early pressure has been effective. Kakarot wants to swing this.
Oh! And Surf gets baited just at the last second as well. He did so well to try and avoid the Prowler. But that was such a great setup there from ZOL. Experience is so key. Allowing your duelist to find that opener and Sin making a little bit of sound here. Kennedy ready for it. Oh, the warning shot just narrowly misses. A millisecond too late. Now as they walk out, I mean, it's an awkward line for Sin. They're trying to dig him out of this position. But Kennedy might get baited into submission. They're walking through together. Kennedy, yeah, absolutely. See you later. Hot Sauce will deny. And now they try to push on through. Sin finds another. This is the inexperience of Talon Academy. It's all over the shop. And after such a damning round in the previous, ZOL are right back to their winning ways.
Yeah, exemplary timing. Not only is there cover for Zin, but Hot Sauce playing by lamps. Watching out for that corner. Kakarot again. Just this time, he won't miss. Just learns from his mistakes from the last round. And it's been effectively over after that initial salvo. Just Kakarot has realized here for the rest of ZOL, if they put that pressure early onto Hookah, it removes Talon's confidence to play that lurking kind of game. It forces them to play a little bit more stable, a little bit more congested with one another, and then the all peep out to get the first kill was just icing on the cake. It's that conditioning ZOL is doing right now to prevent Talon from finding the free real estate that we've seen them get during the early parts of this half.
Real estate is very, very expensive to come by here in Australia, so they are certainly making the right decisions. But it's a toughie.
Out of charges.
Oh, it always just comes down to that thing, right? It's like parents in their 20s. Let's buy a house and have 3 kids, me in my 20s. Yes, wow, skin bundle.
Yeah. Look, Monopoly as a game was semi-realistic back in the 1900s.
Yeah.
I think if you pass go in the 2000s from the Monopoly money, you can buy some McDonald's, maybe a Starbucks at night. You know, that kind of deal. It ain't happening. It ain't happening in this economy, Chief.
Not anymore. Not anymore. It was simple life. Still remember when my grandfather asked me, or found out that like how much like a house cost in the current day. He was like, oh, and then he never bugged me ever again about it. So it's all good. But on the side of Talon, this is the pause. It's the right time to do it. You know, I'm still not doom and gloom about this approach from them. You know, 5 and 5 in the half is not bad at all, but it has just been that the weak points have been incredibly obvious, right? Some of their rounds where they've put together have been awesome, but the rounds that they've lost, some have just been so lackluster.
Yeah, I mean,
and ZOL are able to capitalize.
No, that's the thing, right? This is the map that has exposed some of those weaknesses for Talon Academy ever since we saw it versus Team Secret. And it's been getting better for Talon. It's been a work in progress. And 5-5 is a good standing for Talon after everything's said and done. But there's still that concern that you're playing a map that you haven't won yet here in VCTC against a team very experienced playing this map throughout their careers. It's still the precise nature of Talon, though. They go for shower control now.
Pushing on in, trying to get in towards position here. Here we go. What are we looking for? Sin finds one back. Hot Sauce gets the trade and another. It's looking good so far. They do try to skip over towards the Razor Vines though. And now as THYY does get that extra pick. So many ultimates have been expended here to try and find it, but with that spike being dropped, they can start to creep their way in. The paint shells to try and buy themselves some additional space. They will be able to get there, but the Prowler now spots the information, gives it away. And where do they go with this? Do they want to try TP? Do they want to try and get towards control? The Archeros will be placed down, but a Nara missed shot from Kakarot. He's got that 70-degree window. He'll hit some real crazy flicks, but miss some sitters as well. And look at this deep plant to come in now from Talon Academy.
They want to play closer against Kakarot. ZOL bought time with a Teo Salvo, but now Kevzi will look to push in towards the site here.
Awkward. Straight onto the line. An awkward miss shot from Snappy, but Kevzi will find one back in a second as well. It's all left on to just the Vice in Surf, just the captain. And it is planted for him, as we know, but playing this line so deep, you can hold it with the operator. Does he want to swing? Does he want to try and connect? It's Kevzi to find it in the end. Kevzi, the hero, with the 3K, and for the first time in a little while, we see ZOL take the lead. Again, Talon Academy find some openings, but they just can't close.
Yeah, it's the little things here for ZOL. It all begins with Hot Sauce again, being a menace there by Lamps. Forces out Talon to burn the Orbital Strike just to get rid of him in this round. And then the spike gets dropped, right? It's a good call from Eman. Sends the salvo, and you can see why Talon had to invest a bit more utility there. They even set out the paid shells because they thought that ZOL would be by market by then. The plant at the back, knowing that the rifles would come from the other side of the map. So a few adjustments from Talon. Not good enough against ZOL, though, with that Lamps control again being used. Zindo, Viper Spit. They have so many ultimates to burn here for ZOL's side.
Final round, you know, you want to try and close out the half as strong as possible. It was a 7-5 on Haven as well. Again, you know, the question is going to be begging, what is it going to look like into that second half as we see Talon Academy switch the sides onto the quote-unquote easier half. But Kakarot firmly holding that line. He's hit a couple of good shots, but he's also missed a few sitters. And again, you know, he's forced off the line immediately. Has to swap to the Phantom, but Surf is able to capitalize. It's going to be on to Sind here, sitting just on the other side of that Viper's pit, just near the teleporter. And how long is he going to wait for? He's actually held down. He doesn't want to give up the information. He's just sitting inside of it.
He can't rip it off. He'll make that noise, and didn't be Talon turning on him. They get market control because of the Viper Spit, though. Thinking about the Orbital Strike, Surf setting up the Vines, too. But Talon have all the control they want on A, and even a flank potential from the Deadlock.
Oh my god, this is so awkward. Now he wants to try and make the sound of the net. He's got to peek on through. He's actually managed to slip the wickets here. I don't know if Zind is going to be... they're going to be aware of Zind in any sort of way. He's going to have to try and creep on around. I mean, at least they fall back, and they've got the post-plant utility now. They're going to have to try and get back into that line. Eman picks up 2 here, and now he can get the salvos out also. The Armageddon ready to be dropped, ready to send it in towards the showers, but THYY, oh my god! He's there to join the fray, and they are not done just yet. Talon Academy, somehow, someway, managed to tie up the scoreline 6-6 as we end the half. After a very crazy turn of events in what was very much a game of cat and mouse here, Talon Academy 6-6 against ZOL Esports. I can't really put my finger on where this one's going to go, Dax, so I think we're just going to let the music play and see if it's going to be a resurgence from ZOL or Talon Academy holding true.
Yeah, let the symphony sing at this rate, right? Just watch what ZOL and Talon can do, and ZOL barreling down straight into the tower here.
And the Archeros is going to force them back, right? It's a great flash in from Surf. And now all of that utility being thrown out. The Frenzy can't quite connect. Eman should be able to find 2 here. So it's not too bad. That's the spike drop. So Snappy able to get a response. Hot Sauce has to try and pick up the pieces though. It's so awkward. He has to swing around the corner and now it's all left on to just him. Another thing, there's no HP. They have to swing on in. They all have to be there together. And how well are they going to line up here? It has to try and be the man himself in T-Beloy to confirm. Kennedy playing so close. They just want to play contact. They just want to set themselves up for the trade. Is it going to be Hot Sauce being the high Scovilles? It will. The man has outspiced the team. And ZOL somehow walk away with the pistol in the 1v3.
You can't handle the heat. You can't handle the heat of Hot Sauce there. And Talon, they did everything right to punish the greedy orb take there from ZOL. ZOL wanted that shower control. They wanted the orb to back off from it. And Talon hit some good shots on the chase. But perhaps this was where the mistake was. T-Beloy didn't TP as quickly as he could have. He did win a good 1v1 on the other side of the map though. But you gotta wonder, if only the Sky was there in position and if they had the regrowth available, that might not have been the case because 2 players low HP and Hot Sauce capitalizes on that fact.
That's so awkward here. Eman does manage to get one though, nice and early. They've already invested into showers. They're happy to fall away. Oh, I don't know, man. You know, this is already showing a little bit of weakened signs here from Talon Academy. And again, you know, it is only just going to be the pistols here. Not really much of investment, so we cannot need to worry about it too much. There is a deep peek down towards B long here, which means they might find some control, but there's already going to be so much information gathered. Kennedy does manage to get 1, but quickly traded. Kakarot gets 2, and now they're going to go for that rotation. No, it's actually straight into elbow here. Going to pop the boom bot, trying to clear around the corner. THYY is going to have to give that one away. Does get caught by the horn. And now this rotation coming on up. T-Beloy, how well can he do here? Are they going to be watching towards the smoke? They will. T-Beloy does get 1. So it's some good damage, but ZOL hold on anyway.
Yeah, they hold the Phantom here on Eman2. Eman, speaking of, past few rounds, he's found some massive impact. Just immediate double kills to swing things back in ZOL's favor. Talon Academy now going to get the guns in tow, but I do wonder here for Talon, we saw how much of a struggle they had on the defense for the past few outings they had on this map. They go for the outlaw buy, expecting ZOL to play on that light armor. So Snappy, look for the shots, invest in that shower take again. ZOL and Talon have been convening in that spot to try and fight for it for the past few rounds.
The investment. Snappy knows. He does get tagged up in the end by the salvo, but he walks away with a frag. So they invested a hell of a lot to try and find him just there in that position. Prowler to clear back out the showers. So not a bad start here in the round for Talon Academy.
Yeah, I mean, Talon, this time, they win out a good shower fight. And not only that, they keep everyone alive to hold off ZOL's push towards B. Double stack towards B long, especially Zind again, looking to control it with the poison cloud. Whether on the offense or the defense, he can get that space, but then again, still Talon marking hook on THYY, realizes the pressure from that side.
Just dropping back as well. Kennedy happy to give up his position for now, but it does make it really awkward onto T-Beloy now. They have to get it done as best as they possibly can. THYY going to be forced back as well by the guided salvos once again. They are looking to invest here, and now, as the stealth drone goes out, it does gather some pretty good information that's going to make it really awkward as T-Beloy can't use any utility. THYY has to find it all, though, by himself, and in the end, he's taken down by Kevzi. 1 versus 1. The rotation coming around a long way. How does he set this one up here, Kevzi? Kennedy in the clutch.
Yeah, Kevzi has gotten 3. It was a good clear there by ZOL, but it's the clutch from Kevzi that is paramount to their success.
He's already found 3. How much more work does he need to do? This man, he's low HP, but it's all going to be on to the timing! And that's a great flick on the stick for Kennedy. Beautiful stuff. Fist bumps all round. And I mean, look, Talon Academy, only 1 single player alive. It was great utility usage there from ZOL out of hookah. So it's a pretty rough looking next round to come up as ZOL is going to have a solid investment.
Yeah, Kennedy's creeping death effectively. He was forced out, holding B long by the snake bite, and he had to go a long way around. But Talon, given the fact that their Sky was exposed by all the bits of utility by ZOL, it was a great hold onto the bat side. Regardless, they find the kills, they hold on to the tin can, that container for so long, and without the heroics of Kevzi, ZOL would have been stopped dead in their tracks. The clutch though still goes in favor of Talon. It was a decent buy, or a decent bonus rather, from ZOL in that round. Now it's going to be a buy round, and Talon's the one hurting on the eco.
Bring them down.
Such a solid setup here for Talon Academy. And they're going to have to rely on it. Just that early investment from Surf and Snappy, looking to try and hold on to the Shower's control. The Arc Rose is in position. Guiding Light doesn't spot anything either down towards mid.
Toxins going up. Toxin screen down.
Zin again, same position. Oh, T-Beloy with a jump peek, and Kennedy this time might be a bit more aggressive. There you have it, Talon punishing Zind early on here.
I like that. There's that little dance that takes two to tango, of course, and the communication is key. They are happy to find it. Now that Shia is in a great position to try and lock them into the spot, but as he goes down, unfortunately, that's the opposite, right? They've just stood on each other's two left feet. And now in the 3-on-4, it's going to be a rough retake here for Talon Academy.
Found one.
Showers though, being one more. Kevzy has a back away, breaking his secrets in time for now. Prevent that extra bit of intel here for Talon.
Evan's utility's been fantastic, right, as well. That guided salvo to just give them some additional time. Kakarot onto the line. We'll be able to find THYY. And yeah, I don't think there's much left in this round here for Talon Academy. It's really starting to fall apart. ZOL are looking fantastic here to try take us to Pearl. Not a hell of a lot of time, and I think they're just going to try and save these weapons along. And are they even going to be able to? That's the question. Eman does get taken down, and they don't want to fight anymore. They want to keep these three members alive, and maybe, just maybe, these two weapons taken in from Talon Academy might net themselves some sort of success. But even so, there is still the hunt. Hot Sauce wants to find it. T-Beloy, he goes down. It's just the one weapon taken in for Talon Academy here. Kennedy, man, no help.
Kennedy's begging, pleading, just honking his horn, going around the neighborhood asking for a bit of assistance. But then again, I think for Talon, that last round, one step forward, two steps back. They answer Zind well. They don't become victimized by the snake bite anymore. They don't get forced to play the TP and go the long way around. But when they fought for A short, it was very awkward. Surf, uncharacteristic, taking way too wide of a swing there, getting caught out while shooting. And ZOL just getting the stroll onto the sites, and now have the 2-round gap. Talon lacking in the guns. Kennedy the one to watch out for here with rifle.
I think they're going to burst through, and they really should be able to find it here, but Zin does manage to just creep away. And unfortunately, the Gravnet doesn't quite do what they need it to do, and now they're going to be marching firmly up towards it. You know, this setup hasn't really netted a hell of a lot of success. The double up in towards Shower, now they have to force forward. I don't know if Kakarot's going to be able to find the space here. It's going to be so tight. He pops the ultimate in. They are pushed so heavily forward. It's going to be awkward here, Zin. If he can split the wickets, it might be big. But again, Kennedy's going to be able to find that opener, and they're so ready for it. Watching the sky smokes, but inside the toxic screen, he's able to find it. And now it's awkward because of 4 versus 4. They don't know where to go. And with Kakarot finding Surf, again, the Shower's control is netting absolutely nothing. T-Beloy has to force the guiding light through, but it's not going to connect. And Zin, he gets 3. The round will be closed, surely, as Kevzy does rip away Snappy. And this is ZOL looking so dominant, pushing and pulling, and all the way to death's knock.
Yeah, I mean, Talon, they make them work for it here for ZOL, but the pressure is alleviated as soon as Zin just catches Kennedy in the act. They've been playing a game of cat and mouse all the way from B side. You saw the chase, right? We saw the Gravnet attempt, but Zin wisely backing away from that push. They also make that space onto A side itself with the showstopper, send it towards the Shower side, and kept ZOL, or kept Talon rather, contained for most of that round. ZOL Esports running away with it here in the second half, and Talon a much needed timeout because they're just lacking on these extra bits of effort right now compared to ZOL. ZOL's the one who found the adjustments at the right times here to win out these rounds.
Good time for Talon to just try and stabilize something. ZOL, this is the thing that we saw in that previous series last week, right? You know, against Team Secret Academy, where they were able to stabilize, they were able to take that momentum forward and really shift up the pace. Because again, I was sure that Team Secret Academy were going to close out that game, but ZOL, they just don't go out without a fight, right? Stubborn old men club. It's just like me. It's never over till the fat conky sings, all right? That's what I'm saying, Dax.
I'm actually thinking about it. I think you and ZOL kind of the same time on the other game. into this one.
Yeah, that we
I
are,
think you're
yeah.
pretty right about that, you know?
Yeah,
Missiles
we're
away.
stubborn. We don't go out without a fight, mate. Even when we probably should just roll over and let it go away.
No. Don't go away,
FPS
Conky.
doesn't leave you. It'll always be there, no matter how many times you retire.
That's true. It's always going to be part of
Bring
your
them
heart. When
down.
you retire, you just become a coach, become a commentator.
That's it.
Doesn't
Exactly.
matter.
Or you're never
part
good
of the
enough, so you
community.
become a commentator in the first place,
That's true.
like
That's
me.
true. Those who can't teach, those who can't cast. That's us, I guess.
Yeah.
Ah.
I still remember when all my friends were just that little bit better, and I was just like, you know what? I might just commentate. It's fine. And hey, look, I mean, I'm not mad about my choice.
No,
You've
you've
done
been
some
fired.
cool stuff, eh?
Yeah. We've gone on some good trips, but right now Zol's the one having a magical journey as they look to play into B. This is getting
This is how
pretty
we
one-sided from how this is going. Zol right now racks up the score, and Talon actually have to give it up.
Face
Use
your
the Armageddon,
fear!
sure, so at least make that space. Nightfall also coming into play. Zol very meticulous, holding the safer angles and making sure it's close quarters gone. Talon now over TP.
It's a hell of an
30 seconds
investment,
left.
isn't it? Now as they make their way in
Yeah.
towards Hook and they pop the ultimate, they can run around. Oh no!
Bye.
It's happening again. This moment where they just rotate straight around. The
Kevin, though.
showstopper's not going to get anything done, but again, T-Beloy, is he going to be onto the line quick enough? Oh, he's taken down. Kevzi able to find that shot. And now it's going to be the orbital strike heading in. Zin getting that
10
creep around,
seconds
finding the flank. 10 seconds, 10 seconds. Is there enough time? Zin
One
denying.
enemy
Hot
remaining.
Sauce finding another. And Spore Surf in the corner, lost in the source. Doesn't know what the hell to do. Zind getting it done. 2 rounds is all Zol needs to close this map and take it to Pearl.
Yeah, that was good blitzing from Zol. Honestly, it would have been an incredible buyout with the orbital strike. Emin, nah, that's fine. Good replay
Spike
from our
down, enemy
production.
remaining.
I was like, I thought Emin was out. He went back in. A little too close to the heat, man. I know you're playing with hot sauce, but not like that.
Thought I was out, but then they pulled me back in.
There's no escape. Exactly what we were saying. But so far, it's been all Zol. And Talon back on an
away.
eco. Here they come, looking to swing on out from B long, but Emin, the rest is so confident with his push.
Oh, man. I just don't know how Talon Academy are going to go if we have to deal with Pearl, right? You know, the amount of pressure that they're feeling right now. Up very, very close and personal. Emin does eat a lot of the heat, but he's going to be able to hold on for a little bit longer. In the end, T-Beloy gets given the opportunity, but can't quite connect on the shots. Just a couple to the body. And is that Sky around? It's taken down. So, oh man, I don't know. This is just so rough for the defense. There's 3 here, though.
Yeah. I mean, Zol, unfortunately, they don't have a Sky in the roster for the heals, but then again, a slow pace like this has suited Zol ever since they played Valorant. And Talon now gonna be walking into this one. A firing spot's ready, Conky. And there you have it. It's 2x.
One enemy remaining.
That's just beautiful, isn't it? I love the patience
missiles
there
away.
coming through from Zol. They are super vigilant there. I love the discipline in that position.
Spike
And
drop.
unfortunately for Kennedy, I mean, where do you even go at this point? Probably just walk through the sky smoke and hope to get a random pick, right? He's going to be taken down very, very low. Snake bite makes it awkward. He does have the annihilation, so I suppose, you know, there's maybe some fate to be tempted, but right now it looks like you're definitely dealing with just the sniff of overtime as Kakarot is up super close. Should have the line. 3, 2, 1. Yep. Later, Bolt. 12 rounds and 1 more to take us to Pearl for a 1-to-1 scoreline.
Match
And
point.
the concerns really about Talon's map pick are coming to fruition here. And when the going gets tough here for Talon, they go back to their ways.
remaining.
They love to peek. They love to just win out with hard mechanics when the pinch is possible, when they know that their angle is good. But a map like Bind, utility is king, and we've seen here for Zol. They play the corner so well. They play it so patiently with these angles. And they played ring around rosy these sites, especially towards A, using shorts to exploit any
find
Talon
you.
flank whenever possible.
Sensor down.
One last chance here for Talon, but 5 rounds is a big gap for them to try and go for.
We're going to do absolutely everything now. Try to invest, but the position will... later. Kakarot with the double up. The show has been subsequently stopped. Now there is some utility to try and be thrown out. Hot Sauce will get taken by Snappy, so maybe there's a moment. Hang on. Just a little bit of an overinvestment here. Potentially an opportunity. The Steel Garden doesn't quite connect there. So Sind inside the night. able to hold on for a little while longer. The double up there, it just comes back in time. It's all on the Snappy. 1v3. He's already found 3 in this position. The underarm of the paint shells another shot, but he can't quite connect. He tries to do it all, but Snappy unfortunately has been denied. The little crocodile unfortunately does not have his moment in time today. ZOL!
It's something I mentioned at the very start of the series, right? A lot more confident here for the side of ZOL because they're going for more comfort. They're going back to these more old school picks for them, something that's tried and tested just to get back in fundamentals. And that's the thing that might bring them against Talon, that might give them that extra bit of edge. But Talon, you were asking about it. This is the same old, same old. It's been very effective. There's so much utility between the Fade and the KO together. And Snappy's Neon still always going to be a threat based on the speed that he plays at.
Let's see if there's going to be any change of pace here for Talon. Big question marks for me against both of these teams. I don't really know who is going to take it through. But we did predict ZOL, so let's see what happens here. Very slow start to the round here to come out from ZOL.
Well, if ZOL can play slow, they will so. The more they can play a bit traditional, clear out these corners bit by bit, and then send in their utility just for the site execute. It's been the playbook for ZOL, but Talon, on the other hand, it's the opposite kind of style, right? When Snappy can get in there, expect the slide, expect the push. But this time around, ZOL now closing the gap and getting close to A main here.
Really getting nice and close. First one straight through, Sin. It's going to be caught out by Snappy early on, so that's that Neon already getting an opening that we need to see. Surf also finding another. Snappy with a second. Does get traded out. There's Emma, a player that you talked about who was going to have so much impact. But Snappy doing the exact same. Kakarot, 1 versus 3, only with the classic. Snappy very, very low. Does he want to go for that peek with the ghost? Be careful, already up close. The right click onto the side, but Snappy baits and switches. And with a 4K to open up, one of the young fraggers of this competition, one of the top players of Group B, gets a 4K to open up the bank account here on Pearl.
Yo, Snappy's feeling it. He wants it from that last game, right? That last round in Bind. He was almost there for the ace clutch. Now he kicks things off strong. Halfway to the overdrive, confident play, picks up the full armor and the rifle too. If he wants kills, he'll get them here.
Little tiny investment from Sind onto the Marshall. The Talon are very much setting themselves up for success here. Couple of Guardians, as he said, Snappy with the Vandal, seeing what he can do.
Yeah. And the last time we saw ZOL on this map, it was the usual heartbreak against Alter Ego, losing out 13-11, which has been stock standard versus AE. They had a good rally on the defense, but right now I'm looking to how ZOL's gonna adjust their attacking side. When they played that Tejo, they tried to use the salvos to clear out corners, clear out utility, just no dice. This time around with the suppress, they want to find value on the site, get some more aggressive pushes going, but a slow pace. Wouldn't be surprised if they go for this old school comp here, Conky. First 30 to 40 seconds, it will just be ZOL trying to stick things out. Kakarot, a miracle that he's still alive here.
149, or just 99. Didn't see if he bought shield in the end, but pain, that hurts.
Pain. True. Probably needs more than a band-aid for that one. Maybe some open heart surgery. That sounds
30
far
seconds
for
left.
the course.
I can't remember what that yellow like satchel was that we had in Jakarta. That thing was crazy. But what was that like, yellow like liquid in the bag thing?
down
I can't remember what it was
Yeah,
called.
the magical pack.
Yeah.
They explained that to us, but we never understood. It just
No.
healed you, and
Yeah, it just,
there's no.
when I had a sore throat, that thing saved my life, so it's okay. I listened to my king coach Ewok. He knows everything.
That's true. And there's no healing from this flawless. That was as perfect as can be for Talon. Not surprised at the eco, and truth be told, ZOL very much so readable in the past few rounds. They wait things out, they put themselves towards A main, and Talon was just marking those angles as soon as they saw no pressure at the start of the round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're going to go for something a little bit more aggressive straight off the rip here. Trying to find that control. Prowler out to send into mid. That utility as well. The Nano's over the top. Doesn't quite meet the mark. Equally not forced away. And now a little bit of pressure towards B-Long here from Sin.
Yeah, and We haven't seen much from ZOL right now, but they put the pressure towards B. Kakarot wants to lurk towards double doors as well, but Kennedy has a good idea. Close hold with the Sheriff, has a flash available. ZOL, though, trying to avoid that haunt naturally, but Sind, warning shots do show his initial position here.
Slow creep away. Not looking to over-invest into their position. As Kakarot now wants to try and clear connector here.
Bomb grenade out.
Really just kind of that slow waltz around mid, right? You know, no overstepping from Talon. They're happy to wait for ZOL to come to them.
Feels familiar, doesn't it, Gonky? It's just play it out. 30 seconds. Might as well go for it.
30 seconds left.
And here's the green light. ZOL just trying to force Talon. He's out on their initial anchor. Snappy though with a one, but it's still ZOL getting a good opening onto the A-stripes.
Yeah, one undone isn't exactly that bad when you've only got 15 seconds, right? They will be able to connect on towards the site. They've got hot sauce in main. So they should be able to set up for a pretty decent post plant here if Sin doesn't overextend. One drops back into Art as well.
Talon, they have at least 2 angles to work with. ZOL watching out for mid, but most of the forces of ZOL stationed by A main. They get the scan towards Surf, and now they know that Talon can come from spawn now.
Yeah, really digging deep here as well. Kakarot not getting baited out at all. Will pick up the pace now. Does a little bit of damage, but can't quite connect onto the shot. That could get awkward now. Kennedy is taken very, very low, but now Zin spotted out. T-Beloy sticking. Is it happening? It did. It's happened. That's a 3rd round for Talon.
Yeah. I am just stuck and struck by this belief. Everything ZOL wanted to do in the post plant, it was there. You saw Kakarot patiently waiting towards mid to play into arts, to go for the spray and put the pressure into Link. You had players in main. What happened, ZOL? Why was that spike diffused?
Bad luck, I guess.
Unlucky, go next.
Yeah. I mean, look, that is a disappointing round to be found.
Concealment.
But at least they did the damage to kind of secure a reasonable buy into this next one. Talon have a full investment as well, but no one is in a fantastic economic situation just yet. Too many investments into the wrong stocks, it would seem.
And Talon is just handling the pacing really well. Now they put the members of their defense to play alongside Snappy at the very least. One away from the overdrive, by the way. But Emin picks up that orb. Now has the null command available. And it's one thing ZOL has been doing well on this map. Look at their positions, right? They play for that orb control, preventing Talon from getting that extra bit of space to work.
Fragment goes down, buying some additional time, but Kakarot not interested. It's going to head around down towards B long now. That utility is set up from Surf. He's playing very, very off the side. I'm wondering if he's actually far enough away that it will start to dismiss from that position. He might have the turret, but that's about it. And now, as the null command is popped, they are heading on in as aggressively as possible. But nobody's going to be home. It's just going to be the fragment to keep them in towards Link. It's going to be a full 5-on-5 on the retake here. And look at Talon's productivity. They're heading up towards the long position now.
Turrets destroyed.
And they avoid Kakarot somehow, some way. Kakarot sees absolutely no one. And there has to be a double back just to try and get the flank going for spawn. But Talon, big investment from the flanks. They're finding first. And here they come from 2 sides.
Little underarm from the flash drive as well. So they are going to be stuck in towards Link here. Now Kakarot getting one, but THYY getting the response back. It's going to be so tough for them to sit inside holes here. Again, it's going to be an open plant. Kevzy drops one, and it's going to be all onto him as THYY drops him down. Talon Academy, 3 alive, 4 rounds. They are dismantling this ZOL offense right now.
I mean, they really struck a nerve in that last round, just diffusing it under the ZOL noses. This time, so much so convincing from Talon. A big force of flank. 3 players pushing into club and overwhelming ZOL that way. And while Kakarot couldn't find value until the very end of it, he was immediately answered by THYY. Talon quickly patching up any of the weak spots, going for the push, and basically collapsing onto ZOL, who were stuck on that side. ZOL had no real good angles to work with. They were just getting picked off one by one. And the score says it all. 4-0. This defense from Talon has just been managed well by them.
And another slow creep. ZOL seem to be a little bit disenchanted these last couple of rounds. Struggling to kind of take point. Snappy already finding that opening onto Sind again. You know, it's that weakened offense already with no trade response out. Obviously, again, it's just some lesser weaponry, sure, but, you know, it can be a little bit demoralizing. One tag up from Kakarot onto T-Bloy, but nothing more for now.
Destroyed.
And the energy's so weird right now in this game, though. You can feel for Talon, they're coming off a loss in the last map, but they're the ones with a heavy advantage. ZOL, quite quiet from how they've been playing on the offense. Just letting space happen. Kakarot, though, at least, has been looking for value on alert. Getting flashed on out, fragments thrown too. And Talon, they're holding off ZOL from getting past that mid area bit by bit now. And the double is strong.
30
Kakarot
seconds
is the
left.
victim to serve at this point.
25 seconds. Look how far the spike is away as well. Sure, we're going to see one member in Hot Sauce get towards that site, but Surf is kind of stuck here. Eman is going to be trapped in towards the corner. Kennedy might be able to find it. No, Eman actually gets a couple. Okay. He does get taken down in the end, though, by Snappy. It's going to have to be
10
all under Hot
seconds
Sauce and
left.
Kevzy to see what they can do. But all Snappy needs to do is just try and deny the plan. Here we go. Maybe a moment now. This is ZOL's chance to try and get their way on towards the board now.
Last player
2 versus
standing.
2. They creep their way out. Kevzy will drop
There.
THYY and T-Bloy dropped by Hot Sauce. Okay, ZOL, not out of the fight just yet.
Yeah, and effectively a pseudo thrifty there. Many players on ZOL just on the shares, but big moments from ZOL Esports to get them back in the fight. If that's going to be a spark plug of energy, I'm all for it here for ZOL. Eman, I was saying from that last map, he's been getting these double kills to swing momentum in favor of ZOL. Happens yet again. Finds the 2 there towards Link, allows the rest of ZOL to play into B, and perhaps Snappy jumping the gun at this rate. You understand why. He wants to cancel that defuse, sure, or rather that
Standing
spike
ahead.
plant to prevent ZOL from even having a postman to begin with. Just lined up well by the Hall's crossfire. ZOL was ready on the site as soon as they got there.
A little bit of a contest towards mid doors again. Bit of extra utility though this time round. Another star ready to be popped if necessary. Just getting that hour drone through, trying to clear out Art. A little bit of a spot on towards the members here. The relay bolt actually does get the catch. What a peek! Snappy taking Sind out of the server, putting him 6 feet under immediately. And now they're re-aggressing towards A main.
Yeah, ZOL again. Now trying to get this link control going, but Surf, beyond the veil of the smoke, he might get the peek out here.
Patience, but maybe a little bit too. He does get the information and the right timing. Drops Eman and Kevzy. Hot Sauce does get the trade out. With that spike being dropped in a very, very awkward position. They do get the scan as well. Kennedy, if he goes down, no, he won't. 5 HP, but it's enough. 35 seconds. Kakarot not exactly in a position to try and deny this spike. Kennedy just needs to sit
30
still.
seconds left.
He's got ants in his pants. And as he runs on through, oh no, this is the thing. You can't be doing that, Kakarot. You're going to get another, but he's tagged. Tries to get utility of the turret down, and THYI will capitalize. There was a little bit of inexperience there from Talon, but in the end, they don't need to try and clutch out the round. They leave 2 alive. Kakarot tries his best. But again, the financial situation just isn't that great, right? It's going to be a tactical timeout, surely, on the side of ZOL.
ZOL, they get a glimmer of hope when they suddenly get these swing double kills going. But Talon, on the other hand, sometimes a bit of inexperience near the latter half of these rounds, but also some great chemistry from what we saw there. I was waiting for the Surf swing out, but he waited as soon as that KO got contact. Perfect pinch onto players moving into connector. That kind of discipline from Talon has been something building bit by bit over the past few series that they've had here. And when you see that against a team like ZOL, right? As a team like ZOL that has been together for quite a while already, very familiar with one another's playstyles, you gotta wonder what else can ZOL do by this point, because Talon as a whole has been outmaneuvering ZOL, and that stranglehold made towards connector was icing on the cake, since ZOL has been using that for the past few rounds to find any kind of angle to work with from mid.
Really just got to work it out here. You know, if it gets too deep into the pot, Talon, unfortunately, I think we'll just continue to kick them down the well, right? And ZOL will be trapped there forever. Just the Vandal and the Phantom. Sind yet to activate at all. Kevzy the same. And, you know, there were 2 of the key players in that opening map of Haven.
No more.
And here we go. Surf opening up, and Kennedy another. That's both those weapons going down immediately.
Start the round here, Conky, and shutdown supremacy. Courtesy of Talon, right? They hold on to Link. Eman tries to fight back with a rifle in hand here.
Go straight in for the swing together too. That is teamwork, making the dream work. T-Bloyd, THYY picking up the pieces there. 6-1 in favor of Talon. ZOL did not get to play that round. Go directly to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect 200 beans.
My man's favorite board game is Monopoly. Conky, what kind of taste do you have?
I'm just showing my age, bro. That's all.
Oh no. Dude, there's so many good classics. You can play Cluedo, you can play Battleship, you can play
True.
Game of Life, and you pick Monopoly of all
Oh,
things,
the Game
man.
of Life! I forgot about that.
Dude, I love that. I picked the guy
I play the Game of Life every day, bro. Come on.
That's true. Bit by bit. My favorite one's the one where you fix the spinner and you collect money from them.
Just like real life.
Yes. I love being a handyman, but ZOL, they're gonna need to fix out the issues here and quick because this B link has been controlled by Surf for quite a while already.
It really has. Forcing it away again. It's been a really, really tough contest for ZOL to try find any space, right? You know, mid hasn't really sort of worked out that much. They've been allowed free reign towards B long. But again, they just seem to be pestering with this approach, trying to get it done time and time again. They've got all the ultimates that they need here. Snappy does manage to force him away with that relay bolt. Still got some time. They are rotating their way back around towards B this time, though, ZOL.
The past few rounds, really, Talon has found even more confidence that ZOL plays passive
You should
at the start of
run.
his game. Mid still a heavy stack. Snappy, does he expect this many players? But look at him go! The lockdown, he's gonna go into it. T-Bloyd right now, that first contact, and ZOL right now puts the pressure on.
Oh, this is interesting. In the top of the fast lane to try and get out right now. Snappy does get one, but Eman trades it. Who's actually going to be detained? I don't actually know. It's 1-1. This is a very, very awkward round right now. 2 versus 3, and now the investment in trying to drop down. Surf gets the 2. Fantastic position for him. And now Hot Sauce left all alone in a 1 versus 2, and he has to try and get in towards this position. There's only 13 seconds left back. The turret gives the info, and it's THYY to take him. Another rough-looking round. Even with Snappy so confused and disoriented, they still live on with 2 alive here, Talon. 7-1.
Talon, there's risk takers at this point, and it pans out well for them. Snappy, you gotta wonder, you're walking into an NDB lockdown. Are you sure about this? But his presence is not only there to go for the stall and find the pick, but he keeps the lockdown long enough alive for Zin, the one to get popped. I was very surprised though for ZOL, because Eman was busy looking into connector rather than watching out for his teammate. I saw ZOL pinging after they both died, but still, it's ZOL the ones getting caught out here with the lack of discipline, with the lack of these fundamentals. Talon just taking advantage and quickly picking apart ZOL.
Oh man, I just don't really know what to kind of think here for ZOL. It's just looking so lackluster from them. This same sort of slow approach this time around. Sind is already all the way in the back with the blades. But they just don't need to fight him, right? They're going to whiff the shots. He does connect in the end. Maybe, just maybe a lifeline here. That spike is going to be planted, but they've got plenty of time to set up the post plan. Now in mid already. Kennedy gets one alongside Snappy. Sind going down. That's the investment into the weapons taken away, Dax. And now they can pick up the pace.
Yeah, and Snappy's the one looking to put the pressure onto the site. Kakarot wants to reconvene with the rest of the team, but that's an outlaw in the hands of Snappy. Anyone who peeks him just dead to a single shot. Needs to be some big shots here from ZOL just to stand a chance.
They have to try find him too, don't they? Because if they don't go quickly, they'll just get completely wrapped up by the flank. Now that information goes in, great shot. There we go. There's one. Now around the corner, Eman has to hide away. 1 point of HP, and now inside the defuse, inside the smoke. Is he going to be able to do it? Eman, no! They've got everything locking down the position, and Talon completely synergized right now. 8 rounds secured. And it's just economic woes, awkward lines, weird positions. ZOL can't quite work out what they need.
I mean, the efforts from ZOL in the second map, completely different here in the third. Lackluster has been pretty much a statement here for ZOL, unfortunately. And Talon with the long flak, they nest themselves into that smoke. They just build the base there and protect the rest of the team. Really didn't expect this kind of form from ZOL. but they still have a chance to try and fix things here. 8-1. Can at least try and make it perhaps 4-8 at the end of the half. They have some ultimates to work with here, Conky. That null command, the crossing divide 2 plus the Hunter's Fury, and they go for B again. Their presence though detected. Kennedy perfectly lining up the 0 point there to get that intel.
Kennedy has been playing absolutely fantastic as well, hasn't he? You know, just keeping cool, calm, and collected. Inside link right now. What can they do? Snappy will be caught out in the holes. There's that Cosmic Divide that you mentioned. Still no use of the Hunter's Fury just yet, nor the Null Command. In position though, Surf, he's able to strike at the right time, dropping down one. And does Snappy actually want to try and go for this? Does he want to try and swing through? I think he does, but no. Doesn't give in to temptation, doesn't give in to fate. And now Zeman drops the Null Command. Even if he goes down, it should be A-okay. Still a fight inside mid. The Prowler goes through, keeping Kakarot at bay. Still time, but again, I think just how much T-Boy is sending the investment in here, but he takes him down. Now he has the Nightfall if he wants. Hot Sauce does take another one back here, Dax. 4 versus 3. Talon still at the lead. There's the Nightfall to try and force them off the line. It makes it awkward. Hot Sauce does drop Snappy, but now they pop that. There's the Horn. There's the info. Hot Sauce continues to fight, and Kevzi will take it. Finally, ZOL, some respite, a moment in time where they might be able to start to bring this back.
Yeah, we called her name and they finally answer. ZOL Esports doing wonders there, especially on the post plan. The Nightfall comes in to try and contest all the way towards ramp, but ZOL not just avoids that and sets up the Hunter's Fury, but they make sure they have enough players with the sound cues to know if anyone from Talon want to go for the push. They still hold close though, courtesy of Emin and the rest of ZOL in that round. Just finding as much value as they can on the execute. It was a big investment though here, Conky. That was all the ultimates that ZOL had in their inventory, and now they have to try it again without those ults.
Similar sort of process. It was the B site that netted them success previously. 2 more rounds left in the halves here, Dax. Talon, they've set themselves up such a nice pathway, but unfortunately, if the bricks aren't laid correctly, it could all fall apart.
Foundation set. Kakarot again playing into mid. Lurk spotted here by T-Beloy, and it's a bit more split up here for ZOL, right? Zin's already trying to send himself toward B. Snappy awaiting on the opposite end.
Oh, great flash in. Snappy, is he going to be able to peek deep enough though? The answer is no. Now he has to burn that relay bolt. It does start to make it a little bit awkward here, but look at where the spike's going, Dax. It's certainly not towards B.
They're buying a lot of time here for ZOL. With that presence of Zin, keeping Talon guessing. Now the Aldron from Kevzi forcing the HYY away, but T-Beloy is trying to be the hero. Shut down by Hot Sauce, and ZOL right now going into A side.
Kakarot and Hot Sauce are so low though. THYY yet to be spotted, but the information now gathered on to that relay bolt. Information gathered. Kakarot does try to get some further information down. THYY does destroy that one, so still an awkward retake, but potentially doable here. Does try to get that Nebula down, taps onto the defuse, trying to pull these players in as best as possible. Again, Kakarot so low, but Sin does connect on a shot. Finally seeing some activation from him as well. All left on to just Kennedy. And this is the start of something. 5 alive for ZOL. Maybe a chance at a 4-8 half here, Dax.
Yeah, it's the start of something new for ZOL. This is what we expected from them. How meticulous they can be around the map to put this pressure on. Not the most overwhelming, just enough to pull Talon away from the angle ZOL wants to play. A far cry from how we started this map, where ZOL just provided no impact, no presence at all at the start of these rounds. This time around, they're pulling the attention away. Snappy and Kennedy, they try to be very active playing into the long, but now Talon want the fight in the mid.
Immediately out there, Snappy, 13 points of HP, almost going down to the turret. And he will burn out very, very quickly here. So the early investment doesn't quite pay off. And unfortunately, he might be just stuck back onto the Bucky there if that does overgo. So yeah, they try to make something happen here. Talon, you know, they're trying to change up the pace, as ZOL have very much led it in the last few rounds.
And ZOL handled the initial pressure from Snappy well. That turret, as you said, almost killing the guy. Suppresto still gets a spot. The Neon now spotted here. And ZOL, after that initial bit of intel, they're going to try to go for the pivot into A again. It's a big medley of utility awaiting them. As Serves the one, holding steady, but the numbers haven't pulled towards B. ZOL looking to play the flood again onto that A site.
The flood is getting closer. You can just hear them scratching against the wall. But they creep on in now. Trying to get back in towards position. Once again, 30 seconds left for ZOL.
30
Utility
seconds
is
left.
here to try and shut them down as best as possible. Surf having that off angle, just watching now. They will hear the explosion. Kakarot finds Kennedy, so maybe there's a world where they get back into this here. THYY yet to be spotted, but Sin can creep on in. Surf also punished. It's all falling apart here for Talon. Nothing can be found. Snappy, the sole player left, and he has to just play out the rest of it. I think it's basically just a GG in the half. And it should very well be an 8-4 scoreline. Kakarot just waiting with the Spirit Bomb to deny. There it is, a 3K for the man himself. That's a great response from ZOL in the end. Maybe we're not done just yet. When there's a will, there's a way, and there's certainly a potential hooray for ZOL here as they are bringing it back ever so slowly. 8 rounds still in tow for Talon. How hard do they want to throw this lead, though? That'll be the question we all find out very, very soon.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big gap, but still ZOL making a case for it. The real ZOL stood up there in the past few rounds. Snappy again was sliding in, and ZOL answered back in time.
Beloy, though, and Kennedy do find the response. Kevsy able to drop the spike in the process, though, and it's Kennedy again who has been so impactful, but overlooking potential hot sauce here. Oh, a couple of whiff shots, but it's going to be the spike dropped in the end, and now THYY just narrowly misses that gap. They have to try and find the shot, and it's hot sauce to get it. Oh, man. All right, ZOL win the series 2-1. I'm calling it now.
They're finding the form, that's sure.
Pack her up.
I mean, you're done. Well, ZOL isn't. That's the thing. We were waiting for the swing to happen. Round 10 onwards has been the true ZOL. And in that instance, you can see that ZOL was prepped for it. They knew Talon wanted to play for that mid control. They held out Link as well as they could. They got the trades. And especially the fact that Hot Sauce was still there to be a presence, dipping in and out towards Art, finding those picks to just clean up the rest of the round. This is perfect for ZOL. They have a map to work with. They're on the anti-eco. And immediately, not just one Marshall, but you also have the Outlaw in hand with Kakarot to find all the picks.
Uh-oh. I was about to say, these are the kind of rounds where you start to sweat, though, and, you know, make mistakes. But Snappy, he's certainly not making any mistakes. All the way in with the heavy investment. But Hot Sauce is going to be able to respond. Snappy does get another one back, though, so maybe it's doable. But look at this position from Kakarot. As you mentioned, right, he's got the Outlaw. He's already all the way in main. Will pop the Nano Swarm. So they're going to have to be aware that there may be a possible position problem. And now as he swings around, he looks to hit the shots. And he does run out of bullets. So he's going to have to try and dodge that relay bolt. And Snappy, hey, mate, look, you can be a good Neon, but you got an overwhelm experience there. And Kakarot says not today.
Yeah, man can be speedy, but not quick enough versus Kakarot. Manages the Outlaw so well there. Single shots onto 2 targets. Enough to find the picks. Talon. Again, making ZOL sweat a little bit, but they handle the pressure very well. And right now, they're going to move into the bonus with a few guns still on hand. So you got the Bulldog still here. You got the Outlaw. Transferred over to Zin, actually. Kakarot now with the Stinger of all things. Talon, a chance to play a heavy execute onto A because they have the guns in kind. Snappy's already speeding through here.
We've got a little bit of a Goku versus a Gohan going on right now, but they are getting quick into this position. Already trying to take point inside A. I think they are ready to explode as quickly as possible. They do send Surf back to just try to find some additional information if there is any lurk on in, but Zind, he's already pushing up to position. And again, he's had a rubbish game so far, so all you can hope for is an opening shot, and that's all you need. Getting one onto T-Beloy, who's also not having the best of games. Kakarot in position, but already seeing Snappy slide on in. He's found 2. That is an awesome opening here from Snappy. And I don't know how much they've got back into this round here. Zola, Ghost, a Bulldog. It ain't great looking.
Yeah, it's a bump in the road, but Snappy just paves the way. This is the speed that Talon want to play the execute. Not only that, Snappy now getting that secret control. They don't spot M on THYY does. And that should be effectively enough for the round unless Hot Sauce can make a miracle happen here.
Yeah, there's not really a hell of a lot you can do here. Sometimes Hot Sauce is obnoxious, but other times you just got that person that can handle it all. I think it's just going to be a slow decline into the end of the round here. Try to find an exit here if you are Hot Sauce.
Got to tap blocking vision.
Pick up a weapon. Yeah, there's a Bulldog. I mean, look, he's going to try and get onto it here, but he does get off, so he's really just trying to get them in as best as they possibly can. So that should be at least 1 kill Not
Yeah.
horrible.
Just brings THYY to the grave with him. Pretty casual, no problem. Yasro willing to sacrifice his life to be one step closer to that. Sure. But here and now, Talon again. They had so many numbers looking to overwhelm this A side. You still have the Neon, you expect the Flood, and let's not forget they have both the Fade and the KO available. So much initiating utility, so many ways to find the Suppress, to find the Blind, and when you follow that Prowler, you get value with the Haunt or the Knife. It's just crazy to think how much info Talon has to work with on the Execute.
No thoughts right now. Head empty. Just going to be a quick attempt in. But realistically, Snappy, he's put it bait. Now going to deny him with that 0 point.
Again, Kakarot holding towards double doors. Watch out though, Judge on hand. And Surf might not even see this coming. T-Beloy 2, they want to go in here.
Definitely not something that Kakarot's been looking to adopt either, so they are hesitant. They're a little bit nervous trying to push in towards that position, but Snappy, I mean, look, it's the member that you want to do it potentially, but they do line up. That's 2 from Kakarot, and now T-Beloy the only one to find the response here, but it makes it so awkward as Sin peeks on in, but he does narrowly miss the shot. Certainly makes it difficult here now as the Haunt does catch him. Eman pushes on in, finding T-Beloy, and now as they hold that line, THYY does find him, so maybe him and Kennedy can turn it around in his 3-on-2.
Yeah, big meaty shots there from Kakarot, but Hall's control is what Talon wants to do right now. So out comes, and ZOL need to deal with one.
Kennedy has to try and find his clutch now, right? Does have the 2 flash drives, but look at them all just sitting together, waiting ever so patiently as now they start to swing out. 1 flash, 2 flash, no. Hot Sauce will deny, and that is going to be ZOL finding another round 7th in tow. And with Talon investing into that previous, it is starting to get a little bit awkward now. This is what we talk about, right, Dax? The experience. ZOL, they've dealt with comebacks before. They've played these long series, late nights, heavy lifting. They've done it all. Whereas Talon, they probably just learning how to put some ramen together, right? You know, they're fresh. And sometimes it can be very stressful trying to put these games together.
3 minutes in the hot water, and you might just overcook it at the end of that one. But ZOL, you're saying it. They can handle any kind of pressure here. They're mounting an incredible comeback. They've really bounced back in terms of form. And even though you have some key players struggling, like Kevzi and Zin, Hot Sauce and Kakarot are picking up the slack. That Judge finding 2. I expected the single one, but the double, just big meaty claws, holding steady over on the other side of those doors. And not only that, Talon now, classics for 2. They'll look to scrounge whatever they can. ZOL, on the other hand, fully kitted and fully prepped to hold on to A.
Just buying their time again.
Obscuring vision.
They have burnt some more of this utility. Another Nano Swarm being popped, a Nebula as well. They've just got the single star in that position right now. Once again, the rotation will come back around from Surf. He will start to make the call, but they've got so many members here tagged up, tucked into position. Now Kevzi clearing out Art, knows that there's not going to be much coming, so I'm just getting ready for what will ultimately be the proverbial approach here as the flashes now go in. Null command pop, scan gathered, and they're just going to have to try and fight this fight right now. Hot Sauce somehow gets one. Kennedy, quick with the response, quick with the trade, and now they try to clear out the back of the site. Kevzi with 2. Eman joins the fray as well. He's still looking good. It's just onto the 2 versus 2. There is a potential resurrection here available as Kennedy is down. It's all left onto THYY. I don't really know how much he can do. That is going to be Kennedy going down, and with 20 seconds, spike drop, THYY, it feels like he just has to accept fate here unless he can get the crazy swing, but it's just not going to happen. Zin finds it, and Dax, I can't believe I'm saying this, but ZOL are 1 round away from tying it up.
Yeah, after how ZOL started, you'd think that this would be all Talon, but now ZOL looking to find an ending that works out in their favor. And not only that, it was so proactive from them in that round. I was watching Hot Sauce the whole time there. He sets up the gravity well, and he goes for the pull. Okay, sure. Usually, that's just enough to prevent Talon from pushing. Talon's gonna push it anyway, but Hot Sauce swings off it, and the rest of ZOL follow suit. They know Talon will take the fight. They expect that they're gonna get that contact, and bit by bit, they still hold some good positions. He saw the operator at the end. them getting that backside control. Still great angles into A main. And Talon now, they have to go for this timeout here, Conky. They work so hard to get this lead, but ZOL have climbed their way to come close to the summit Talon have reached.
Oh my goodness. I mean, look, this is again where you just really need to find the mental fortitude, right? You know, the inexperience maybe is starting to really kind of sweat you. You know, have you been up against these positions? Have you learned how to pull out that resilience factor? The answer is probably not just yet, right? You know, your most experience is a lot of the time just some of these ranked games or some, you know, entry-level competition. This is a huge privilege to be able to come into a competition like this SEA Challenges. And yeah, one round the difference here. ZOL so close to tying it up. Talon, they need to get a wiggle on now if they're going to try and turn this around.
And you can feel it. You can feel the pressure, right? You make a good point there, Conky. Talon Academy. First time really we've seen them as a 5 here in Split 1. They've been building that chemistry, but against a team like ZOL who have went the distance and more, gone to lands, played in previous VCT competition and more. There is always going to be that factor of experience that ZOL can rely on. Now they hold steady. You have Hot Sauce playing on the A side. The rest of Talon, though, they've gone for arts. They have the overdrive with the Cosmic Divide available. The Scandal comes in, and Kevzy now knows where the entry point can come, thanks to the spot there on the Snappy.
Oh, timing. And Kevzy knew it. You could see it on his screen right there. Snappy does get caught with an overpulse, so it's a little bit awkward as they watch towards connected here. Now the Cosmic Divide goes in. Snappy's excited to try and get something done here. Will have the finger guns. But where do you go with this? It's going to be T-Beloy getting that spike planted. It's a good old-fashioned 5v5 retake.
One wall to separate them all. You saw Kevzy trying to find the bounces going. Talon avoiding the initial damage, but here comes ZOL. Now Zin getting close in the smoke too.
Oh my god, how many times has he gone for this play, right? He's had a real roughie, and now as he dives across on the Cloudburst, somehow does find the shot, and now he's straight back onto that line with the operator. Eman trying to get onto the defusal, and now there's the ultimate coming on in. There's information. The overdrive goes on through. Snappy, how many have you got, my friend? You have to try and do it all. You have to try and be the hero that your team will rely on. Kennedy and Snappy, they make it work, and Talon cling to dear life with 10.
Get ready.
Just like his name, he erases half from existence with a snap. And those fingers, they were blasting, they were killing, they found already 20 overall here for Snappy. And for ZOL, you can see how the trades have gone. I was watching the start, and Zid was looking to turn into the player close to Kakarot. Kakarot turning that way too. And because no one was watching towards that main side, Talon gets a trade immediately. They also get a great wraparound to play towards that backside, right? Snappy in and out very quick. Just small things there working out more so in Talon's favor. And here we go. Zind and THYY will trade blows.
Zind really having a roughie, isn't he? And that's one of the weapons going down. A super important one. All the way up and towards that position. Not really a hell of a lot to work with, but look at this collapse. This is so tricky right now. They're all wrapping around. I don't think they're going to be ready for the flank, but also I don't think they're going to get overwhelmed from club either.
And THYY, he's marking the flank. 2 players though, and if he peeks on out from that doorway, then it's going to be struggle. Kakarot now going in there.
Got the information straight away. Now they just need to try and take some further control here, clearing around the side. Hot Sauce, that's the opener here, but only with the classic. It's going to be so hard. Hot Sauce, how finding three kill stacks from the corner, just with the classic. It certainly is living up to its namesake right now as ZOL. Oh my god, THY sitting there going, where the hell has my team gone?
It's all falling apart.
Oh my god.
Hot Sauce, no way. Okay.
Hey, 1v4 angle, potentially.
Smoke's there. Gives him that space to work with. Problem is, look at that spike now with 20 seconds left here, Conky.
They've all got the positions. They just need to sit perfectly still. HYY creeping on through. Get a third. Could be the ace. No, not today. They swing and they say hooray. Eman picks up a 9th round here for ZOL. Won the difference again. And economic woes strike down Talon once more.
This game has given us some unbelievable moments, and Hot Sauce, a little corny, but I gotta say it. He puts the 3 in Thrifty, man. It's a free gun, by the way. He still gets 3 kills over onto the corner, and
Thrifty.
you gotta wonder for Talon, how could they not have overwhelmed the Astra in that position? That's a one and done. You're stuck there. There is a bit of help from ZOL on the other side, sure, but you have that firepower. And overall, when Talon stuttered, ZOL stood tall. It's 1 round, the gap, sure, but look at the money. Economic woes has been a problem throughout the series, and now Talon's the one suffering without those pockets of cash.
This is just a crazy sort of turn of events, right? Again, you know, Snappy might be able to do what the team needs, but after a performance like that from Hot Sauce, playing the distance with the Classic, getting 3 is just murder on the dance floor. And now Zind playing the off angle again. He has not had the best game, and now as the horn goes out, he has to sit inside the Cloudburst again. How are you alive, Zind? 3 found. Emin getting a 4th, and there it is. Surf, I mean, look, you're kind of just baiting at this point. No cap on God, for real, for real.
Oh, man.
Where am I? I'm in space.
Last 2 rounds. Last 2 rounds here for Talon. They decided to go for the non-lethal approach in the past few fights, and lo and behold, even I can't believe we saw Hot Sauce get much bad value a while ago. I can't believe that Sin's still alive, as you said.
30 seconds
but this
left.
quick little cloud burst, no one looking Zin's way, and with Kakarot marking the flank, it should be all but over. ZOL have worked so hard for this one. At 1 point, what was the score? At 8-1?
Yeah, pretty close to that.
8.5? Now
Yeah.
it's 10-10, and a flawless even for ZOL.
Oh my God. I mean, look, what's the investment going to look like here? They should have money to buy fully. But yeah, as I said, the fact that Zin somehow lives, it was an awkward line where he chooses to throw down the Cloudburst. But yeah, no trade is just a rough prospect, and that's where you start to wonder, where is the communications going for Talon?
Yeah, it's all falling apart for Talon esports. You have to wonder now, what else do they have here? Can they handle the pressure? And it's going to be tough for Talon if they lose this one. Sure, they're still in the running for the playoffs, but the map differential is going to be tough. The round differential is going to be tough. It's 2-1 anyway. And Snappy, he wants to lead the charge towards on.
Destroyed, doesn't give up too much information though. They want to start to make their way in. That Prowler is going to make it awkward. Relay Bolt goes through. Kennedy, the Hot Sauce. Oh, here he is. He's been doing so much, Dax. Hot Sauce. Drizzle it all over your nachos. It's beautiful. 1 versus 3 now for THYY.
He's the gift that keeps on giving. Extra faucet, extra spice, and overall, it's extra effort from Hot Sauce now. We've seen him just master some games here when he steps up to the plate in the same manner we're seeing him right now. Big moments here for ZOL. THYY. It's been so familiar for him. Put in a clutch situation, right? Another 1v3 ahead of him, looking for any targets, but ZOL, disciplined now, holding steady, will wait for the retake before they move.
Exactly right. I just love the buddy system, right? You know, it's like they've turtled up together in spawn. They're all watching each other's backs. And now THYY, he's been scanned. He's been suppressed. He is in hand with the Cosmic Divide. But is it really worth looking at? I don't know. But you're unfortunately looking at no kills in the round. Emin takes it. ZOL, I mean, I'm just going to have to warm myself up for this. ZOL take the lead on Pearl, 11-10.
And how the tables have turned. You can see the hype, the elation for ZOL now. Hot Sauce after that round, and so much to say to the rest of the team. And speaking of Hot Sauce, just an unbelievable timing. Surf was in no position to help out from the back line. And Hot Sauce picking them apart one by one, catching out the reloads. Just extra bit of proactivity. I said it a while ago, ZOL's the one managing the pace of the game. And with 4 ultimates, ZOL have everything they need and more. Talon, last-ditch effort really. Gun by sure do come on out, but the money's tight. They're close to some ults though from Canadian Surf.
Straight in towards main, trying to find all this control. THYY does have a level of awareness that they might be doing exactly that. But they are going to walk in together. Snappy has somehow managed to find the gap alongside the team. Kakarot just waiting ever so patiently. Dax They are really going to try and make this work right now, but there is a lockdown in place, and Hot Sauce gets one. Looking to get another, but he taps away just a little bit too slow. Kevzy will find Snappy, but THYY does get it back, and so does Kennedy. But now in a very, very awkward position. There is a detainee. They do manage to catch one, and it's awkward. Eman should be able to find him here. Yes, the shot is secured. 2 versus 2, and Sin activates when his team needs him. THYY, you have done so much, my friend. Can you keep lifting? Can you keep picking your team up out of the dirt in this awkward situation? The answer so far is maybe yes. Holding on for dear life. Eman has to try and find this, and as THYY takes the fight, he finds the clutch in the 1v3, and Talon are not done just yet.
The survivor finally finds the way to be the winner. THYY, last alive for the past few rounds, now the last one standing. And this was so scrappy from Talon. All across, ZOL was making them choose what angle to play against. There was pressure from A main. There was the lockdown having that ticker. You saw the mid push. You saw the flowers push from the side of Zin, even getting the one more on the site. But THYY handles it all with grace. And Talon is not done. An exemplary effort here from the Astra. But it's still anyone's game here, 11-11.
This game is so crazy, Dax. I feel like I'm casting a playoffs game right now, but it's been a hell of a lot of fun. And Zin opens up when his team needs him. This is going to be his time to shine. The Killjoy lockdown will be thrown in, and now Zin has to try and invest. He doesn't have the tailwind to get out, but he's looking forward anyway. He's going to try and get onto the line, hits another shot, and he might even be able to get out with his dear life. He's going to try hold on. He will be detained, but that's okay. Nobody can get to him, and he's already done so much work.
Man, ready to sacrifice his life for the greater good, but he finds and decapitates Snappy along the way. You hear the No Command 2 into play. ZOL managing well from the heights. And T-Beloy has to wait, try to set the crossfire alongside him, Surf, but the numbers in favor of ZOL.
Kakarot on the flank too, such a great position. T-Beloy does drop him, but in the end, it is going to be Sin finding it. That is map series and holding on to dear life in Group B for the playoffs point for ZOL.
Potential playoffs, this is exactly what ZOL need. A chance now to put Destiny at least in their hands here. And for what we've seen, ZOL finding key players back in the groove. Oh.
I love that.
We went back. Yeah, we went
like
back
a little
in time.
DJ scrub.
Ooh.
And I think it's a perfect time to call it, right?
Yeah.
DJ, run that track again. Talon with their final timeout. What do you even say at this point, Dax, to your team?
I mean, you have to just tell them it's just going for that overtime, right? Keep the pressure on. Just don't collapse at the seams. And as of right now, it's all again finding that activity around the map. Talon, they made their name be known with some of the risky plays that they've done with that aggression. And if they can punish ZOL accordingly, then that is going to give them a chance. I just want to give a shout out to Zin. You've said it a while ago, Conky. He's had struggles throughout this game. The past few rounds, he's finding the form back, and that last round especially was all Zin at the start, just completely dismantling the Talon plan.
Whew. All right. So last-ditch effort, Talon, if they want to try and battle again uphill, it's going to have to be into overtime. Sind, for a while, I think he was like 4-12. Now 13-17, finally starting to play a little bit more. Kevzy doing what he needs to do as that Sova. So now, ZOL, do you have what it takes? If you do, stand up to the plate and hit it out the park.
Yeah, ZOL, they hear Snappy coming immediately. The smokes will come out and Talon's gonna force it.
Oh my god, Eman. Somehow shaky, but still gets the shot. That's Snappy, an important piece of the puzzle down. Kakarot finds T-Beloy. And I just think for a half a second, Dax, that we might be seeing a victory for ZOL. Against all odds, everything that Talon Academy threw at them, ZOL showed that they have what it takes to turn the tides, to be the masters of their own fate here. THYY, last man standing, 1 versus 5, and Kakarot, the outlaw, will take him down. What an incredible comeback here from ZOL. It is midnight on a Monday. I've got work tomorrow at 7 a.m.